So, is Live at Leeds by The Who the best live album ever made?
No.
Just checking. Not even close. I never got that album. Everybody says, oh, yes, it's the best live album ever made. And I'm thinking, no, not really. Great live band to see, but to actually hear live, not that great. So, the best live album ever made is, of course, Lucy.
I don't know. What is it?
Well, have a guess.
What I would choose?
No, the correct answer.
I'm not very good at this. See, I'd probably go for Queen's Greatest Hits.
No, but thanks for playing. So this is LBC 97.3. I'm Nick Abbott. Let me just go around to see that everybody's, present and correct and nothing untoward has happened. Has anybody been shot or stabbed this week? Lucy?
No.
Alex? Well, already we're on a winner. We haven't even started yet. Anybody been ennobled? No? Anybody has had their house invaded by MI5 at 5 o'clock in the morning? No?
No.
Has anybody had an apology from MI5 lately? When that happened, let's not talk about that, but when it happened, the thought that went through my mind that I actually I probably said it on the air was, oh yeah, they got intelligence. Right, say no more. British intelligence. There's an oxymoron if ever I heard one. Oxymoron, that's the right word, isn't it? Well, it ends in moron, so... So the gong went to, and there's his picture right there. That bloke. Oh, can you believe it? Oh, I didn't hold that up, though. There you go. Rolf. Isn't that the name that people make when they're sick? Rolf. Oh, and you will be. If you ever go to the Queen's Gallery, which is stuck on the unfashionable side of Buckingham Palace, she throws a couple of paintings on the wall and you have to pay $7.50 to go and look at them. There's a little room on its own for Rolf's portrait of the Queen. You've never seen anything like it in your life. It's worth the $7.50 just to go and have a laugh at that. But like I say, take your own bucket. It's an instant emetic. It's just laugh out loud funny. And all these old dears have gone especially to see it, right? Because they love oh, he's such a nice man. And they're clucking around it. And, yeah, because you don't want to embarrass an old lady who's gone to, who's gone to pay her respects at the shrine of King Rolf. But I'm not joking. That is... I could paint a better portrait of the Queen than that, and I can't paint a wall. Even Hitler was a better painter than I am. It's staggeringly bad. And it's in there on its own special room, probably because the Queen couldn't bear to have it sitting next to any of the canalettos or any of those nice pieces of furniture that she's not actually using today, so she sticks in there so we can go and have a gore pat. But don't touch, or they'll kill you. Can you believe that? So a CBE for Rolf. Britain's favourite Aussie star. Is he our favourite Aussie star? Can anybody think of another Australian star that would top Rolf if we paid him enough money? I don't mean that. Oh, come on, there must be someone. Someone from Australia must be, must have a place in our hearts that's warmer than the spot reserved for Rolf, surely. Anyone? Come on, Alex, have a go.
Kylie.
Kylie? Oh, I'm sick to death of hearing of Kylie. You should be so lucky. She's had a whole career of singing songs that anybody could sing. You take her name off them and you would have no idea who sung it. It could be Kylie, it could be anybody. You know, a proper artist, you know their song when they start. I mean, even Coldplay. See, I don't like Coldplay, but you know them when you hear them, right? Because they, as much as I hate to admit it, they're actually talented and they write their own stuff. Kylie, she's just the grinning plastic face in front of the tune. She's got nothing to do with anything that's got to do with her record. It's the producer and the writer. She doesn't produce or write. She's just a stick-on smile on twiglet legs.
She does the act very well, though.
Oh, shut up.
She does.
She doesn't. She's like a second-rate Madonna. And that's bad enough. I mean, no one's interested in Madonna. Madonna's like the Rolling Stones now. No one's interested in Madonna since she did, she did nasty things to Jesus. In that video, like a prayer. Awful woman. Nobody's been interested in Madonna since she came over here and pretended to be a lady. Yeah, she's as much a lady as Grace was on Big Brother last night. Did you see that?
No.
Talk about funny. Let's not talk about Big Brother all night, but I was looking forward to that all week. I know people are very upset. I'm watching Big Brother for the first time in my life, and I'm getting, waves of hate from this audience. They're stunned. People have been listening to me for years, just can't believe it. They're throwing their biscuit down on the floor and stomping out the room. Just try it. It's a great social experiment. The very thing that they said that it was that I poo-pooed when they first started was that it's a social experiment. It's a psychological study. It's group dynamics. That's what it's all about. And I said, don't be so ridiculous. It's just a bunch of freaks doing a chimp's tea party on television. Well, actually, it's not. Interestingly, and this is also the case with the X Factor and all those silly shows, the public are choosing the people that the public aren't normally expected to choose. I mean, look at Michelle McManus, for instance, the plump Scottish bird of no, the unattractive plump Scottish bird.
Mean.
Right,
yeah.
Michelle McManus.
Yeah.
No focus group ever would pick her, because record companies are forever doing focus groups, and they're calling out, just like music radio stations, they'll call out 100 people and play you 5 seconds of a song and say, do you like this? Or they'll show you a picture of someone, would you like this? And no focus group on the face of this earth, not even if you went to Hawaii, would they pick someone who looked like that. How many people have we offended so far? 3, 4, 5, MI5, or started with MI5, and I'll probably not make it till 11. They'll be swinging on ropes through windows, forgetting that there's no windows on this studio. They'll be slamming into brick walls because of poor intelligence. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Michelle. Marbelle. No one's Belle, I doubt. But don't you find it bizarre that the public chose her? I mean, a pop company, a record company who's releasing pop records, would want someone cute, sexy, thin, and singing ability not required. And it just, time and time again, this is what we're given, right? You look at the charts, and they're all gorgeous, apart from Niles Barkley, who isn't. But then he's properly talented, the singer, and the other guy does all the work, probably. It's like Laurel and Hardy. The fat guy used to play golf all day, and Stan Laurel used to write the stuff. And then everyone loved the fat guy, and Stan Laurel just seemed like, he's a hanger-on. It's not the way it was at all. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Michelle McManus. And Grace. Now, you see, the people that have got knocked out of Big Brother, and I want to get rid of this early so we don't have to talk about this at all, because people, like I say, very upset that I've been yammering on about Big Brother, but it's actually properly fascinating, and I'm hooked. I don't know if I'll be able to stick it for another 2 months. Can they really draw this out for another 2 months? That seems beyond credibility. But they're throwing out people who normally would be successful in society. You got the posh bird who bitches behind everyone's back and skewers everyone when they're not looking, who would get on and and probably sail through life, as she almost certainly has done to this point. And you got the good-looking woman charmer, and they couldn't wait to get him out or her. What the camp bloke calls, he thinks he's butch, but he's actually camp, calls the plastics. Those are the people that succeed in society. Those are the winners. And we, as a society, are voting against them, which is what we normally don't do. Normally we choose them. Do you see what I mean? So it is fascinating. It is a psychological study, and like I say, it's gripping. Plus, it's when they throw people out, it's a bit like a Roman amphitheatre, like throwing them to the lions. Last night, it was hilarious. And she did the... did you see this? Are you watching?
No. Well, I saw a little snippet of that Nikki, only because of the audio that you'd played. I thought I'd just see what she looked like, and I thought she'd go. But why do they hate Lisa so much?
Who's Lisa?
Isn't she the one that got kicked out last night?
No, Lisa's the chain-smoking troll who swears more than anybody I've ever heard in my life. Not even a trades union leader would swear that much. Every other word is, I can't mention it. Because I don't do a breakfast show on the BBC, I can't mention those words on air.
No.
If I did, I could, all I liked, and I could get away with it completely. Yeah. And they give me a pay rise. And a sandwich, probably. A pay rise and a sandwich. A whole trolley of sandwiches. They're giving them away.
We don't do that here.
No, I know.
No.
This show is not catered. They have
get
to
a
bring
cup
your
of
own.
tea.
You have to- a very nice cup of tea, by the way.
Yeah, with
Lovely.
the last bit of milk.
Is it? So that's my last tea. There is no more milk.
Well, I can go on the hunt in the rest of the building.
Well, that sounds awful. That's milk is not something you want to go on a hunt for. Milk is something you want to be, freshly chilled and in the right place. You
Yeah.
don't want to hunt for milk. I mean, are there refrigerators secreted throughout the building?
Yeah, there's another one on the ground floor, and that's supposedly got a stock of milk. So,
A stock, you
yeah.
say?
And they should have skimmed and
stockpiling.
semi-skimmed. Yeah.
Do they know something that we don't?
Oh, well, it's quite handy for your cornflakes.
Every time there's a shudder in the building, do you not think, better check the BBC, better check LBC News, or get onto Reuters in case something's happened, we can't leave the building. We have got our supply of duct tape, don't we?
Of course.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a stockpile of that right next to the milk.
Yeah.
Okay, all these people are lining up probably to tell me how awful I am to be going on about you-know-what all the time. So let's take our first one, which is Louise.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good. I'm like you this year with Big Brother. I absolutely love it. I'm hooked on it. And I wasn't too keen on it. Like, I didn't want to watch something that was so addictive, but I think it's really good.
Well, I didn't know it was addictive until I started, because I've avoided all of these shows until this one, and whoever it was a few weeks ago who called me just before the thing started and said, you'd better watch it because people are going to be calling about it, it's your fault that I'm hooked now. I'm like Pete Doherty. Somebody's introduced me to a highly addictive drug, and there's nothing I can do. I'm going to check myself into the Priory before you know it.
It was hilarious to watch Grace last night. Absolutely hilarious. Throwing water.
Can you believe? I hope. Okay, for people who don't watch it, Grace is a totally obnoxious
Horrible
brat of a girl who rubbed everyone up the wrong way, and the crowd were baying for her, weren't they? It was hilarious.
Yeah.
They wanted, if there weren't security guards there, they would have ripped her to shreds. And just before she left, for no good reason, she took a glass of water and threw it over a person who is actually the nicest, who seems to be the nicest person in there.
I like Susie.
I hope Grace gets a glass of water thrown over her in every bar she ever goes in.
Yeah, same here. And I think the reason why people are voting for people like that to go out is because even though they would usually be successful in life, like, I don't think that they really like seeing people like that are, like, posh and got a lot of money and the bitch and stuff like that. If you know what I mean, because that's what they want to be.
No, I don't think that's it at all.
Well, not bitchy, but money.
No, I don't think that money is it at all. I really don't. I don't think it's got anything to do with money. It's because I don't know what is the audience profile of Big Brother. It's probably young, and because it's young, they probably haven't got much money. But I bet it's fairly evenly spread, don't you? Because it's such a gigantic show. It's like 8 million people are watching it. Probably goes up on Fridays.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's all poor people ranting and trying to get rid of anyone who looks like they've got a bit of money. No, I think that they're choosing nice people. But the nice people are the people that that society would normally shun. For a start, there's the guy who's like R2-D2, the guy with the clicks and the pops and the whistles, right?
Oh,
Society would turn its back on that guy because he's unpredictable and he keeps saying the W word all the time, right? Which and society would make fun of. He's probably had fun made out of him his whole life. He's going to win it. So for the first time in his life, society is choosing him. Normally they would dump on him and have done.
It's a good thing, really.
Well, yeah, but don't you find that that's actually fascinating because the normal life has been completely turned on its head because all the people who have been bullied, who have been excluded, like the woman with the gigantic bassoons, who, well, they've all got gigantic bassoons in there now. I think it's requisite, isn't it?
Yeah.
She seems to have been bullied all her life, but people are warming to her. It's all the people that seem to have been successful that we want out.
Yeah. It's because they're different, isn't it? People that are like you said, just got bored all their life. They're different, aren't they? They've got a bit of story, I suppose, like the one with the big boobs. You know,
it's because they're, that's right. It's because they're different, and we're choosing different. Which is fascinating, really, because normally we don't. We don't like different. Society, well, no one likes different. We are programmed to not like other.
Yeah.
Which is what racism is all about, which is what homophobia is all about, which is, homophobia is kind of different because, the more you shout, the more you're kind of throwing attention away from yourself. And why? Calling Dr. Freud. But, no, I'm finding it fascinating. So you and me, Louise, and 8 million other people.
No, it's not just me that's upstairs.
But no one else who listens to this show. All right, thanks a lot, dear.
Right, see ya.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
This is LBC 97.3.
Abbott.
Adrian, have you been ennobled?
Nobled?
Ennobled.
Nobled. I don't know, you've lost me.
I'll just take it that you haven't been nobled,
No.
whatever that means. Have you been ennobled?
Ennobled?
What have you got after your name? Nothing? Then you haven't.
No, I haven't then.
Right. What have you got in front of your name? Mister? That's a relief.
Yeah. Or it, probably.
Oh, you should go into Big Brother. People will choose you.
No. I don't want to go into that. Anyway, that's kind of leads me into my call. On the BBC News website, no less, I was browsing. I just had to tell somebody about this. They're doing a reality programme in the US for Big Brother type thing for cats.
Cats, yeah.
Oh, you know about this, do you?
Well, I read this about a week or so ago. The BBC have only just caught up. Well done. They really are spending our money well, aren't they?
Yeah. But,
You heard it there last.
Yeah, it really was. It's like in New York or something, isn't it?
Well, you're the one with the information, isn't it? Right there in front of your face.
Yeah, in front of me.
Well, go on and read it.
I'll read it. 10 cats are competing to find their perfect. There we go.
Oh, perfect, with the 3 R's, yeah.
Owner on a reality TV programme being shown in the US. The feline competitors, who all come from animal shelters or rescue groups, are being filmed in a New York shop window until June the 23rd. As on Big Brother, the cats will have to complete tasks and will be graded on purring and catching toy mice.
Graded on purring. What, is this on Fox? It's another Rupert Murdoch first.
It doesn't divulge that information. One cat will get the boot each day until the winner is chosen.
Oh.
But all 10 will be given a permanent home.
I've got cat news. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life.
But the last little bit is, during filming, the cats are living in a specially constructed house, complete with scaled down sofas, beds, and even a fish tank with fake fish.
And this is on television.
Yeah.
Right, well, if it's on television in America, it'll be
it's
here
only
soon.
a matter of time before it happens to us.
Yeah.
What's next? The Fly on the Wall documentary?
On Flyers on the Wall. Yeah, you're right. Endemol are furiously writing it up as we speak.
Well, they do the Noel Edmonds thing, don't they? So they've already...
Are they responsible for that silly game show that's not actually a game?
Yeah, they are. I'm sure they are. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, good grief. They're hoovering up all the money that Bill Gates doesn't own. Can you believe that Bill Gates is giving up work to give away his money? All right, Bill. Isn't that great? Now, if only Paul McCartney would give up singing to give away all of his money, then we really would have something, wouldn't we?
Have you heard that his ex-wife wants a plane off him for divorce settlement?
Who? Oh!
Yeah.
Wants a plane?
Yeah, so she can shave the other leg.
And that'll be the last we hear from you this evening, Adrian. Say goodbye.
Okay, I'll see you again then.
Oh, dear. Can you believe that? If you've got jokes about Heather Mills McCartney's leg, then go get a column in The Sun, because that's all that Kelvin Mackenzie seems to be writing about. He makes another really awful joke and then apologises and says, I can't bear it. That's awful. I'm stunned. And he's an old regular as well. He should know better. Here's more cat news. You ready? Oh. Kitten Sam was... Here, have you got a pet?
I've got 9 fish. Does that count?
Well, that's just weird. 9?
Yes, and we've got 2 snails as well in the tank.
In the tank?
Yeah, they eat the poo from the fish.
Oh, but first him, now you. This is awful. This show is like I'm standing on the curb looking at this show that's in the gutter, ready to go down the drain, literally and figuratively. I am stunned. It does what?
Well, they clean up the muck.
Well, see,
shall I
why
say.
couldn't you have said that?
Sorry, I should have chosen my words better. I'm sorry. I'll behave.
And what are they called?
They're not called anything.
Huh?
Well, we did have some fish originally, but 3 died, so then I couldn't be bothered to name the rest when we got some more.
Right. Well, not much. Not really pets then, if you haven't named them.
Well, the one with a red top I called Hattie Red Hat, but that's not very interesting, is it? Really?
Well, it's a little scary, is what it is. Hattie Red Hat. Hattie Red Hat. That's 4 syllables. So if you've got a pet that's got 4-syllable name, I mean, that's practically breeding it for crufts, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you call the snails?
Nothing.
Nothing, right.
No.
Nothing
There's
one.
2 minnows as well.
2. Minnows.
Yeah.
They're fish.
Yeah.
Right, do they not count in the 9?
No, because the others are fantails, and the 2 minnows are so little that, you know.
Is that why they call them minnows?
Mini minnows.
Cat news. Kitten Sam. Oh. Just imagine in your mind a little kitty, little fluffy thing with big eyes, and it goes, meow, like that. It was rescued alive after spending 40 minutes in a 40-degree spin cycle in a washing machine. The look on Lucy's face. It's not funny anymore. The 8-week-old... Oh, it's just 8 weeks old. Oh, now the look on Lucy's face. She's going through all of the emotions now. First it was, and then it's, oh.
Now you're going to tell me it's dead, aren't you? Oh.
The 8-week... No, it's shrunk.
What?
The 8-week-old is... You're only supposed to wash cats at 30. The 8-week-old got put in the machine after sleeping in a duvet in a laundry basket. Now, have you got a picture of that in your mind? Little 8-week-old fluffy kitten sleeping in a duvet. Got bundled up and put in the wash. That was just about to ruin its week. When owner Lucy... Ah! Lucy Kettle, 27, realised where he was. She lifted him out and had to give him the kiss of life on its little kitten lips. How do you give a cat the kiss of life? I mean, you can't pinch its nose, so the air would just come. And if it's an old 8-week-old kitten, you'd explode it like a balloon if you weren't careful. Poor little thing. Lucy Kettle of Maidstone said, "My partner Neil looked in the machine and saw a bulge in the duvet." I was like, that's just... Am I right? There's something funny about the word bulge. Am I right? Say it, Lucy.
Yes.
Say it.
There is a slightly humorous, what, bulge?
You just... My partner Neil looked in the machine and saw a...
bulge.
In the duvet. I bent down and a little face appeared spinning around in the window. Oh. Oh, I don't know if I can go on now. That's awful. Poor little thing. Anyway... So, Ralph Horace got a gong. For doing what? For singing a song like about 50 years ago. 2 little boys had 2 little toys, which actually reduced me to tears at the time, because I was a little boy at the time it came out. Now it reduces me to tears for completely other reasons. Mostly remembering that he was at Glastonbury once. What a shocking mistake that was. There's the guy in the beard. His head's on upside down. He's got a bald head and a beard. The guy who runs the farm. No wonder he's not thinking straight. Who else got one? Oh, we haven't got time. 29:05. It's practically there. Well, I'll come back after the snooze.
You pack it in.
The little crazy. He bet £400,000. Did you hear that? Did I get that right? Some guy bet 400 grand on America beating Italy. Well, that's crazy for a start, because who would think? But they drew. Amazing. I didn't see the match. I just saw the last 10 minutes, and America were under the cosh as the 9-man Italy team were desperately trying to, rescue success from the jaws of defeat. Because drawing to America, how embarrassing. Italy's one of the great football nations in the world, and America, they don't even know what football is, right? Got no idea. All 11 people in America who know what football is were on that pitch today. 400 grand, and all he was going to make was 160. That's insane. I mean, if it was 400,000, say you were a multi-millionaire and you fancied 400 grand, because you fancied a yacht, right? And the odds were such that if you bet 400 grand, you were going to make 20 million, which is, that's reasonable, isn't it? Lucy's working that out now. That'd be like 5 to 1, something like that. And, I've completely lost my place.
That'll teach you.
What
Taking the mickey out of me.
What page am I in the script? Yes, he would only win 160,000 by betting 400. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? How can somebody that... Well, I can't say crazy, because he's probably fabulously wealthy and would sue me into a black hole in space. How could somebody that reckless be worth that much? There you go. And Lucy's nodding in appreciation. It was like
very
tense
good
there for a minute. On the edge, oh my God, what's he going to say next? And applause bursting in her head. But, so the football, eh? We're a little bit depressed now, aren't we? Because we were very up when we went in, because we thought, yes, this year we're really going to do it. We're going to put that extra star on our shirts. Germany got 3, we've only got 1, and we can't stand it anymore. And we thought, wow, we've got a fantastic midfield, we've got a rock-solid defence, we've got Boy Wonder up front. How could we lose? And then, on paper, tremendous team. On grass, rubbish. And Sven said, when Rooney is fit. Seriously, should somebody that polite and calm be running a football team? Don't you have to shout? Don't you have to be like a fire-breathing, red-faced merchant like an Alex Ferguson or somebody like that? I mean, you've got to be... For a start, middle-class people shouldn't be managing a football team, should they? I mean, he's practically upper class. He's practically got the Queen who's managing our own team. Or the Queen's husband, more accurately. And he's going around saying, oh, awful people. So Ben said, Wayne Rooney, or he doesn't say Wayne, he just calls Rooney, and he'll say it like 10 times in a sentence, and he won't ever say his first name. Oh, go on, call him Wayne. I can barely get my mouth around that name without laughing. Wayne. I mean, what parent in their right mind would call their sibling Wayne? Wayne? Wayne. I mean, you're standing out the back calling Wayne. It just sounds awful, doesn't it? I mean, people in Belgravia wouldn't be doing that for a start, would they? You have to go out to the East End. People call each other Wayne. And anyway, Wayne Rooney said, and Stephen Gerrard said, because they're kind of like interchangeable. And David Beckham said, well, Victoria said at the end of the day. They sucked, didn't they? And then Argentina came on, and blimey, suddenly the mist was lifted from our eyes, and we could see what the game of football looked like. They were stunning. We haven't got a chance. Not a chance. Hey, does anybody miss, what's her name from the ITV coverage? Gabby Logan?
No!
No, I didn't think so, no. Let's have a look. Where's my Gabby Logan piece? Gabby. Who is she, anyway? Who is Gabby Logan? One moment, please. Fans' favourite. No, she isn't. Fans' favourite. What? Everybody's marching away from ITV... Everyone's picking up the remote from ITV2 just to watch anything else because Gabby Logan's not introducing the football. It always kind of... now, this isn't a sexist thing to say, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, Lucy. I know you will. But every time I looked at her, I thought, well, what do you know about football?
I never realised she was the main anchorwoman anyway, to be honest. I thought it was the other chap. What's his name again?
Who?
The bloke who's actually the main...
No, she was the main.
She was the main, but who is the chap now?
I've got no idea.
Oh, you know.
Steve Ryder. No, he's a snooker bloke.
Yeah,
I'm just wildly stabbing in the dark. Let's bring back Des.
Isn't he a golfer?
Steve Ryder. I've got no clue.
No? Oh.
It's just the first thing that popped into my mind. And I often say the first thing that pops into my mind, and it's either correct or not, as the case may be. It's a proven formula. Fans' favourite, Gabby Logan, was furious last night. How do they know? What, they rang her up and she said, oh yes, I'm furious. Furious last night after being ditched as the main presenter of ITV's World Cup coverage. This was a little while ago. The big job goes to... There you are, you see, I was right! The big job goes to former BBC frontman Steve Ryder.
Oh, right, yeah.
A TV... See, I often amaze myself, because I don't think things through. My mouth, and does it sound like I'm thinking things through, like I'm running this show to some sort of script? It just pours out quicker than I can think it. And I'll just say the first thing that pops in my mind, and it's often true. You should always go with your instincts. That's what Yoda said. Instincts you should always go with. I think that's what he said. Sexy Gabby, 33, and that's probably the reason why she was hired, right? Because she's sexy. Every woman that's on television has to look sexy. Every bloke can be any old pockmarked, fat old geezer. It doesn't matter what he looks like, right? Don't you find that offensive, Lucy? I'll take that as a yes. A TV insider said Gabby was livid, adding she is a TV insider. In other words, they just made it up. Every time that they quote someone, a pal said, a close source said, a TV insider said, that means they couldn't get in touch with anybody, so we'll just make it up. Well, we called a lot of people that refused to talk to us, and so we said, well, you can talk to us or not if you like, but we're going to make it up anyway. She is furious about this. She used to be the #1 face of ITV football. Really? Well, only because there isn't anybody else you can think of. I bet if you went out and asked 100 people in the street who was the face of ITV football, they'd say Des Lynam, even though he hasn't done it for years. Bring back Des. Don't you think? I mean, what's his name? The crisp, the guy who's selling crisps to fat kids. Lineker. He's all right because he... Huh?
Lineker?
Yeah.
The crisp bloke.
Well, I find that a little bit offensive. It's like beer being the sponsor of football. Footballers don't look like that because they drink a lot of beer and eat a lot of crisps, and neither do they go and have triple extra double burgers at where, which are all the people that are sponsoring sport. No sportsman eats burgers and drinks beer. It's fat blokes on sofas that do that. I do kind of find that a bit... It's wrong. It's just wrong. Sports should be sponsored by products that sports people would use. So it would be all Lucozade and bananas. Jaffa cakes. That's what they survive on, isn't it? Bananas and Jaffa cakes. Can you imagine what their breath smells like? Oh. She and fellow presenter Jim Rosenthal will play second fiddle to... I'd like to see her play second fiddle. I wonder what she sounds like. She's probably better at that than introducing the football, don't you think? Lucy's nodding in agreement. She can't wait. We'll get tickets. We'll go to the front. We'll rush to the front. Even if we don't get front row seats, we'll rush to the front as soon as she starts. Get ready, Lucy. We're going. ITV Director of Sport, Mark, said, I've got a very strong squad, and we'll pick the team when I think it's right for the night. He thinks he's managing the England team. Steady on, Mark. We have strength in depth. He does think he's... Come on, Mark, get it together. Gabby is a mum of twins and daughter of former... And here it is. This is why she's presenting the sports. Not that she's played football, or really... Well, she may be more knowledgeable than I am. It wouldn't take much. You'd only have to have a comprehensive understanding of the offside rule to be more knowledgeable than me. But Gabby is a mum of twins and daughter of former Wales soccer boss Terry Yorath. Now, that's another thing that I find a little bit offensive, that the woman wasn't hired for her knowledge of football. She was hired because she married an ex-footballer. Aren't you a bit upset about that, Lucy? It's tokenism, am I right?
Yeah, but it happens all the time, doesn't it?
Name an instance. I bet you can't.
I'm going to have to ponder that thought.
Mind you, what does Des know about football?
Well, exactly.
That giant
He's
lump.
just smooth and silky, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. That giant lump's never played... it doesn't look like he's ever moved about fast in his life. But he's charming, and so everybody loves him. And nobody questions it, do they? Like I'm questioning Gabby Yorath. How dare I? I disgust me. Here's one in Eastbourne. Hello, Steve.
Hello. I want to come on to you and say, why can't Channel 4 treat us like adults? Why does Big Brother, they claim it's live, but we all know there's a 15-minute delay on it. I know they've got to edit it and all that business, but it's about time we were treated like adults and not babies.
Well, it's not about... the reason that it's on a 15-minute delay, I can't watch it live. I absolutely refuse to watch it live. That would be like injecting heroin straight into your eyeballs. That would be like going around and hanging out with Pete. I won't do it. It'd be like taking a flight with Mr. Doherty. He got carted off a plane again. I'll read that in a minute. The reason it's on a 15-minute delay, and it's because they don't want anything libelous going out, because in our ordinary everyday lives, Lucy in particular, it just can't control herself. And she's constantly saying libelous things, and I'm saying, no, Lucy, don't. It's just like a fight in a bar. No, don't, Lucy, it's not worth it. So they have to cut out all of the good bits, and they don't want swearing in the middle of the day because Ofcom...
Yes,
well,
I can understand swearing in the middle of the day, but after, say, midnight or something like that, surely they can let it be a bit free. Oh, I mean, the best time to watch Big Brother is really late at night when they're a bit more late.
No, it isn't, because all you get is sounds of birdsong and trying to lip read what they're saying. Because they must have some YTS trainee who's got no knowledge of the law, who's been instructed to cut everything out.
Yes, because they're too scared. They invent something, they're too scared to use what they've invented.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't...
Well, it's doing the business for them in its current format, so why change, eh?
Yes, but they'll have to think of something else soon, surely. What do you think will be next?
Something even more cruel and twisted.
What do you think? Put Pete in a cage and listen or something?
Something to do with lions, probably. But anyway, keep watching, Steve.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Ta-da.
Oh, Nick, before you go.
Yes.
It's great to hear you back on the radio. I used to listen to you when you worked for Virgin.
All right, thanks very much. Without mentioning any other radio stations' names. Virgin, did you say? Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Cheers, Steve.
Bye.
Ta-da. I'm not going, by the way. He's the one that's going. He said, before I go, me, I'm not going. I'm staying here. I've got to stay here for another 2.25 hours. He's the one that's going. Just like to point that out. Lest there be any confusion. Or he could stay. Hey, Steve, do you want to do the rest of the show? I could go.
Oh, no, you can't go. You're too entertaining to go.
Oh, righto. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Thanks, Dad. Where was I? Taking a break, you say? Rightio.
Hello.
So, Commander of the British Empire. It sounds very grand, doesn't it? It sounds like you would have, like an army of men on horses, like, right behind you. In fact, well, he did. He had 2 little boys on horses, didn't he? Only one of which actually had a horse. Do you remember? Let's sing it now. Everybody. Rolf Harris. Britain's... we still haven't come up with a more popular Australian than Rolf Harris. There's got to be one. Kylie doesn't count. You have to be a 10-year-old girl or a 50-year-old gay man to like Kylie. Are you talking to me? Apparently not. There's got to be one Australian that we like better than Rolf Harris.
I can think of one.
Go on.
That croc man, but I've forgotten his name.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you know, the one who... Yeah, he loves it. Or killing the... Well, he doesn't kill the crocs.
I'm going to really irritate this croc.
Ah, these little ones are really angry.
Austin. No, that was the $6 million man.
Steve Irwin.
Steve Irwin. Austin was close, though. You see, it was the first thing that popped into my mind. The $6 million man. Now, there's a movie waiting to be made. Are they going to make a movie out of that? They've made a movie out of everything else. The $6 million man. It seems like it's begging to be made. Don't you think? We'll write it together, Lucy, and we'll share the proceeds. How's that?
Nice.
Once you've done the script, let me know. The didgeridoo playing entertainer, 76, famous for songs such as Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport, gets a CBE. In other words, he hasn't had a hit for, like, 40 years. 30 years. And what's he done since then? Some silly show on art, and he's painted a picture of the Queen that, in a previous age, would get his head chopped off. It's so bad. You have to go and see it. You present yourself in front of it, you can barely see over the 5-foot little old ladies who are crowding around it going, oh, that's nice. And you just laugh out loud. You can't control yourself. It's shocking. And the Queen only sat there for like 2 minutes. Video. She was in and gone. She can't stand him either. Gets the CBE. Who writes this stuff anyway? Is it the Prime Minister who writes this list? Is it? It's not the Queen. She doesn't sit down there with a pen and go, oh, Rolf. She doesn't write this. She's busy. So who writes this list? It's the Queen, it's the Prime Minister's office, isn't it? A lot of grey men in suits trying to curry favour with the British public by giving gongs to a lot of people that we've heard of, which is a smokescreen for giving gongs to their mates. I think that's basically what it is. That's the British honour system in a nutshell there for you, ladies and gentlemen. They give them to famous people, and that's what gets all the press and the publicity. But the real purpose of them is to share the prizes out amongst each other. The people at the top. Let's keep it in the family. Am I right about that? Yes, I am.
I've got some more suggestions.
Go on, then.
For Australians. Dame Edna Everage.
Oh, right. Well, he should definitely be getting something or other, because he is properly funny. One of the funniest gags I ever heard. And this probably won't sound funny coming out of my mouth, but it did from him. He's inviting people up on the stage at one of his shows that I saw him live. And he's picking on people because you sit in the front row, you know what you're going to get, right? You're going to get picked on. And he picked some woman who came up on stage, and she was a very ample lady. Huge. And the audience took an intake of breath. Because we knew that something was coming, and Dame Edna looked at this fat lady up and down. He said, "Oh, that's a lovely dress, lovely material. You were lucky to get so much of it." Anyway, back to this. The musician, composer, artist and TV host. Now let's back up. One moment, please. Musician. Is he? He plays the didgeridoo. Does that count as a musical instrument?
And the wobble board.
The wobble board. No, they're not musical. The didgeridoo looks like an instrument of violence, and the wobble board is like, what is it? It's like it's a washing board without the ridges. So he's not a musician, composer. Oh, yeah? What does he compose, then? Tie Me Kangaroo Down, sport? It's hardly Beethoven, is it? Artist. I beg to differ. I've seen his art. Can you tell what it is yet? No. And there's a plaque underneath saying what it is, and it still doesn't look like a... Her hands look like a pack of Wall's sausages. Their fingers are, like, fat and wrinkly. The Queen doesn't have... Maybe that's why she wears gloves all the time. I'm still very much an Australian, but I've lived here for more than half my life. Is this close? Is this anything like it? No.
You sound a bit more like the chap from Crocodile Dundee. What's his name?
Steve Irwin. Oh, no, Crocodile Dundee. That's...
Yeah.
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan is the correct answer. People are doing their own sound effects now. The thing that fascinates me is the Queen always makes a point of doing her homework, and she seems to know all about every person she meets. Yeah, I'm sure she was briefed on you. That's why she only gave you 2 minutes. Also celebrating were Darcy Bustle. Don't you think that's such a fantastic name, especially for a ballerina who wear those tutus? And she must bustle everywhere she goes, right? There's the sound of rustling and bustling. And her name's Darcy. That just sounds like a ballet star, doesn't it? Darcy Bustle. In fact, it sounds like one of those leaps that they do. Oh, it's a triple Darcy Bustle.
I've heard an amazing fact.
Fascinating fact, me.
A fascinating fact. The man didn't want to give his name, but apparently he composed the Blue Peter theme tune.
No.
Is it Google time?
No, he didn't. The Blue Peter theme tune. That's an old sea shanty, isn't it?
Yes, actually, you're right.
Who the hell said that?
It's just people feeding me rubbish.
Yes, they're trying to make you look stupid, Lucy.
At least they didn't succeed, eh?
Esther Ranson got one. Have you ever seen a woman with more teeth in your whole life? I mean, she must have, what, like 6? That was unkind, Lucy. There's no need to throw a face like that. It was pretty accurate, though, I'd have to say. If only I had my mobile phone camera on me, I would have missed it, because they're always like a delay, isn't there? You always get it just afterwards. They're useless. She gets a CBE for services for young people. Yeah, she does a great job. As long as it keeps her off television, everyone's happy. Gary Rhodes.
Yeah.
Oops. That was an error. Gary Rhodes? For what? Services to hair gel. James Goodfellow. Do you know who James Goodfellow is? I'll tell you. He's the bloke who invented the PIN number. And he's British, damn it. Everyone's using it. Graham Thorpe, an English batsman, cricket. Is anyone interested in cricket? I refuse to accept the answer yes. They aren't, and I'll tell you why I know this. Look at any cricket match, any day of the week, and they'll pan to the crowd, and there isn't one. It's just rows and rows of empty seats. No one goes. No one is interested in cricket, are they, Alex?
No.
Now, you seem like a bloke who'd be interested in cricket. You have a beard, and you probably drink ale.
Correct.
So do you like cricket?
No.
I rest my face. Beverly Knight. Beverly Knight? Well, her second name is Knight, so she's halfway there. But for what? She's a singer. Can anybody sing anything that Beverly Knight has ever done? I'll take that as a no. Not even... it sounds like something that Lucy would have in her CD collection, right there with... don't look at me like that. Beverly Knight. It's easy listening. M-O-R. Isn't it that what you like? Or are you a rock chick?
I like different stuff, really.
Ah, different stuff. Not specifically not Beverly Knight. No. Even though she has been given a MBE.
Which, yeah, I quite like it,
member
but
of the British Empire. I'm a member of the British Empire, and so are you. Great-grand Connie Brown gets an MBE for serving, get this, an MBE for serving fish and chips in the same shop for 78 years. I mean, that shows a chronic lack of ambition, really, doesn't it? In the same shop for 78 years? Oh, blimey, Connie. Get another job. How boring must that be? And the consolation prize for you only earning £3 an hour for 78 years is an MBE. You stick that in your mantelpiece. Connie, 98, and late husband Sid opened their chippy in Pembroke in West Wales in 1928. She said, the Queen is welcome here any time. Oh, yeah. The Queen will be popping in. Hello. And what is an chip? She'll be eating them with her... She's got her white gloves on and she'll be picking them out. The vinegar will be dripping off them. Yeah, the Queen will be popping in for her fish and chips. I'll have a haddock supper. Well, that's Scotland, isn't it? Do they have that in Wales too? They douse everything in brown sauce in Wales like they do in Scotland. Because they don't do vinegar in Scotland, it's brown sauce. When was the last time you had a Savoy?
I don't know if I've ever had one.
Also celebrating were tycoons Philip Green. Why give him he's got all the money in the whole wide world and a gorgeous pouting wife and a helicopter to get him from work to her. Why does he need an MBE as well? And Stelios Hadjanunu.
Say that again?
Stelios Hadjanunu. Yeah, you remember Hadjanunu? They were big in the 80s. That bloke with the black and white hair? Oh, boy, did they ever suck. You're too shy, shy.
Oh, yeah. Now you sing the song, I get it.
He should be stripped of... they should give it to him and then take it back off him because he chose the colour orange. Am I right? Because it just looks... Maybe he chose it because it looks cheap. But people in the south of France are mortified every time that giant orange boat hoves into view because it ruins the bay, doesn't it? I mean, all those boats are nice and white and gleaming, and then it's like somebody parks Asda in the bay. It's just not. It's not Cannes, is it? It's not Nice either. Madame Negresco will be furious. Orange. Of all the colours and all that, I mean, purple would have been better. Orange... It just shouts. It shouts cheap. But probably that's why he chose it. So I'm really upset. This list of deadbeats and no-goods get all of that, and we get what? Nothing at all. It's kind of shocking, isn't it? But what they didn't list was all their own type. I think they left their own types off the list this year, didn't they? Because they're under a lot of pressure. Because everybody is saying, what is all this? Who are all these people that you keep... it's just like shuffling around the honours in amongst themselves, so that they can all get a better table at a restaurant, so that they can all ask for more when they go and take jobs in companies. Directorship 1 day a week, that'll be 50 grand a year. Thanks very much. Do I have to show up? Of course you don't, sir, Your Honour. And so this time, because everybody's breathing down Tony's neck, they left them off. That's people power at work. So they'll just have to wait, what, Another 6 months. The New Year's honours list. They'll be backing up, queuing round the block, they are.
Nick Abbott.
And that figure of 400,000 that bloke put on America winning against Italy, apart from it being ill-advised... There you go, I'm choosing my words so carefully, can you believe it? How do we know? That's a question that I'm pondering right now, because if you put 400 grand on, then you would want to remain anonymous, I would suggest. I mean, you don't want your name plastered all over the papers. You wouldn't run out saying, hey, I've just lost 400 grand, look at me! So how do we know that? So they must have called up the press, or there was a journalist who just happened to be standing behind him in the queue as he was handing over his fivers. Here's a wheelbarrow. The same thing always occurs to me about famous people who get arrested. How does the press know? What, they're always hanging around police stations and see someone famous being carted in the back? No. The police just ring up the press and tell them, hey, guess who we've got in the jail cells? Oh, Pete Doherty. You're way ahead of me. He just got turfed off another plane. This guy wants to die, don't you think? He's like rushing towards it, grasping it with both hands. The picture is hilarious. Junkie rocker Pete Doherty was arrested in Sweden last night after being carted off a plane in a drug-fuelled high, in inverted commas. He was flying at 32,000 feet, and the plane hadn't taken off yet. Boom, boom. The singer, 27, had to be put in a wheelchair trolley and pushed from the plane before taken into custody. And there's a picture of him. Oh, he looks so dejected and lost. He's on a trolley that's normally for luggage. He's just sitting there, and he's raising his sunglasses to look underneath them because he can barely see through them. It's like, it's just, where am I? According to witnesses, Doherty looked wasted and it was his second mid-air drug drama in 2 weeks. A fortnight ago, fellow travellers claimed he'd used drugs on an EasyJet flight to Barcelona. He was probably trying to black out all of that orange. It turned out he'd been taking methadone, a prescribed heroin substitute. Last night's disgrace came just hours after Doherty had checked himself out of rehab in Portugal. Oh, that rehab really works well, doesn't it? That's really worth going to. What's the point? A passenger on the flight from Amsterdam to Stockholm said, as soon as he got on, everyone could tell he was clearly on drugs. He wandered up and down the aisle, introducing himself as the pilot. He was with a friend who was nearly in as bad a state. As soon as we took off, Doherty began walking around and started arguing with the stewardesses. Oh, that'll work. Yeah, that's a really good idea. If you're off your head, argue with the stewardess. What an idiot. Because they don't take any mess from anybody now, do they? They've got the power and they can use it. And, you know, because they're not exactly, well, they're waitresses in the sky, right? And if you irritate your waitress on ground, they can't arrest you, can they? If you irritate your waitress in the sky, they can have you put in jail. They told him to sit down and refused to give him any drink. The pilot was informed and the cops were waiting for Doherty when the plane landed. Doherty had been due to perform music. Has anybody ever heard this guy actually sing? I mean, Baby Shambles, I know that's his band, but what's he like?
It's not bad, actually.
Oh, come off it. The only time I've ever seen this guy was at Live 8.
Oh, that was awful.
I couldn't believe what I was looking at. What was Elton John thinking?
Yeah, but he was much better when he sang in The Libertines. The music was better then, I think.
The pilot was informed, and of course, I've been through that. Doherty had been due to perform at a music festival in southern Sweden last night. The Swedish are no judge there. What's Sweden ever produced? ABBA, that's it, right? Aha.
Sven.
And yeah, well, he doesn't sing though, does he? ABBA and Aha. That's not a great list, really, is it? I mean, ABBA have some great tunes, one of the best pop bands ever, right? I don't particularly want to listen to one of their albums, but The Visitors was a fantastic track. And Aha, no. Are they from Sweden? Or one of those other countries nearby?
Norway.
Finland,
Yeah.
Norway. Norway, see? Sweden, one band. So they're not good judges. Meanwhile, Doherty's on-off lover, Kate Moss, is to go into therapy because she fears her party-loving life is out of control. The model, 32, told a pal, My head is so... Can't say that word. Up. Oh, she's doing my head in. How does she speak? Does anyone ever heard Kate Moss speak?
She says that one word on that advert, doesn't she? Hello. And I think that's about it.
What a genius, eh? She's transformed looking like an alien into a multi-million-pound business. And she takes drugs on camera, or she takes a line of white powder of indeterminate provenance. Wow, I can't believe I came up with that one. What about that? Google that word, I dare you. I double dare you. And it's there in the papers, and they still let her walk scot-free after spending £100,000 of our money on trying to nail her bang to rights. Anyway, what were we talking about? Michael.
Hello.
How are you going?
Okay, how are you?
I'm all right.
Couple of suggestions for your best live album.
Yes.
Couple of diverse ones. Maybe Alchemy Live.
Alchemy?
Yeah, Dire Straits.
No.
No.
Well, I haven't heard it, but I'm guessing that it'd be exactly note for note like the studio album.
No. It really is diverse. It's a superb album to listen to or even watch to on DVD. Like
you're saying no.
No.
Yeah.
Or even another one. Come on, how about Neil Diamond, Hot August Night?
Oh, now you are just.
No, I'm not joking. Now
you're
honestly.
having a laugh, Michael.
I'm going to send it you in the post.
Yeah. I can't wait not to listen to it.
Listen, I'm getting withdrawal symptoms.
From?
The only reason I listen to your show on a Saturday night is to listen to Mandy. He saves me £1.50 a minute, doesn't it? And where is she? I've not heard for the past, 3 weeks?
I don't know. I've got no idea.
We'll call her up and tell her to ring in.
We'll put our feelers out.
And listen, your young lady, Lucy, has got one of the most beautiful voices.
Oh, no, it's another one of these.
She should get one of those jobs that Mandy's got.
Everyone starts falling in love with any woman that's on the radio.
I used to work at this place many years ago, and there was a telephone receptionist, maybe, 20 years older than me. Really beautiful voice she had. I rang up 30 years on, same place. Who should answer the phone? This lady. And I thought, it can't be. She must be retired or dead by now. And she, went in part-time to just help him out. And she'd got her voice remained exactly as it was, 30 years previously.
And did you ask for a picture?
I did.
And she sent it over, and you opened the envelope, and...
Exactly. I mean, she wasn't unattractive, though, many years ago, but
right.
The voice is one thing that women tend to hold on to.
So Michael wants to know what you're wearing, Lucy. Can you believe it? This is just awful. This show is going down into the gutter faster than...
Talk about lovely voices. That Louise that you were talking to earlier. Yeah,
Louise?
The Louise who wants to be a DJ from Barnsley.
Hey!
It was her, wasn't it, tonight, earlier on?
You're asking me what happened on this show?
It was. Yeah. You should give her some encouragement. She wants to be on the radio. She would need somebody like you to give her some
No, I shouldn't give her encouragement. I work in this business. Believe me, I know. Do not get into radio at all, ever, never.
But with a voice like hers from Barnsley, it's...
Then she hasn't got a hope. You have to have no accent at all. Oh, that's actually not true these days, is it? You can have an impenetrable accent and they'll hire you at the BBC.
Yeah.
Put you on breakfast.
Even... So are you going to Mandy back on the show then? Are you going to give her a call? You must have a number, surely.
Am I going to give her a call? I think it works the other way around. You have to call me, 0870 90 90 973.
Haven't you got a 090 whatever number?
Oh, what? No, we don't have that. No, we won't do that here.
We're going to exchange numbers then.
Yeah, we can't do that. Ofcom will be very upset. Thanks a lot, mate.
Great show.
Ta-ta.
Cheers now.
This is LBC 97.3. It's about that time. We'll go away and come back.
If you like
Let's go for Croydon. Hello, David.
Hello, there's Ross Abbott's grandson or his dad.
I did actually try and get theatre tickets to a press show. And I said, my name's Abbott. They said, Oh, Mr. Abbott, yes, well, how many tickets would you like? And I said, where should we send it? I said, we'll send it to Nick Abbott. I said, Nick Abbott? We're mortified.
It reminds me, your name, actually, just digressing from what I've rung about, your name reminds me of that line from Chaucer's Canterbury Tales.
Oh, yeah, I'm way ahead of you.
A manly man to be an Abbot able. I think it was the monk's priest was the guy who was talking about a manly man to me and Abbot Abel.
Right, you're making perfect sense.
Well, anyway, just wanted to mention Bjorn Borg. Didn't he win Wimbledon a few times? Was he from Sweden?
Yeah, but what's his singing voice like?
Oh, I don't know. I thought this was a talk show. I thought this was a phone-in. Singing? Well, I just got in, Russ, because I've been to some football today, of all places. Are you interested in football?
Have I seen football?
No, are you interested in football?
Yes, sir.
Well, can I just mention something briefly?
I don't know. Let's put it to the people in there. Hands up who wants him to mention something briefly. Hands up who don't want him to mention something briefly. I'm afraid you've been ruled out, David. That's
Once again.
That's a red card.
Once again, then we'll give my regards to Russ and Bjorn
Broadway.
Borg.
Yeah. Ta-da, mate.
Bye.
It's the same joke over and over and over again. That was weak. Like, he called in with material, and that was all he had. And didn't get a laugh first time, so if at first you don't succeed, try again. Talking about women making lots of noise having sex. Were we talking about that?
No, I still want to know if the kitten died or not.
The kitten didn't die. It was given the kiss of life on its little kitty lips.
Oh, and it worked?
Apparently so, yeah.
Oh, good. That's all right, then.
Well, hang on a minute. I better check. Did I not explain
No, you didn't
that?
actually. Well, you said that. Yeah, you did on the little lips, but we didn't know that the cat actually survived.
When owner Lucy Kettle realised where she was, she lifted him out and had to give him the kiss of life. He's now fine.
Oh, good.
Isn't that great?
Oh, wow. You can talk about noisy women having sex now.
OK, this was in the Stunt. No, well, it wasn't in The Guardian, was it? A young mum has been threatened with jail unless she tones down her noisy sex sessions with a 17-year-old lover. Joanne Clark, 20, has outraged neighbours with her antics, which have included a public romp on a wheelie bin. On a wheelie bin? Yesterday she was given an anti-social behaviour injunction. Oh, it's not an ASBO, it's an ASB. I've never heard of such a thing. An ASB. Hey, it's a new, like a new drive from, Tone. ASBOs didn't work, so now they're called ASBs. Oh, that'll be much more successful. Anti-social behaviour injunction. Designed to crack down on neighbourhood pests. A 22-year-old female neighbour in Long Benton, Newcastle upon Tyne, says, Joan likes sex and she doesn't care who knows it. She's very loud and it's awful to hear it. Council tenant Joanne, who has a daughter... Really? Admits her sessions with boyfriend Jamie echo around the street. She added, I'm an animal when I'm on vodka. What a beautiful picture of family life she paints. On a wheelie bin? 0870 9090 973. I'd like to hopscotch between calls during one of these hours. It'll be like a lot less of me and a lot more call, because most of the time it's just me going on and on and on, right? I'd like people to get a word in edgeways. Don't you think that'd be nice? So 0870 9090 973, and I'll just, for a little while there, I'll just go, I promise I won't go off on one myself. I'll try and rein myself in. And I'll just hopscotch between calls, and we'll try and pack in as many as we can. We'll have to set up a goal that I have to cram in so many calls during a show, otherwise, what? I'm punished.
No tea next week.
No tea next week. Yeah, all right. I have to make my own tea.
Are you going to set a goal of calls then?
Well, not in this show, because I'm practically halfway through it already. Oh, you're not happy with that?
You could set a mini goal, couldn't you, for the last hour?
10.
10.
That's a lot for me. I mean, normally an hour goes by, I take like 2 or 1 or none.
What about 5?
You think 10's too much?
Well...
5. All right, well, we'll see how we go. If I make 5, then what?
Oh, well, maybe get 2 cups of tea next week.
2 cups of tea.
Yay.
What is wrong with the Scotch people, by the way? And I say that to irritate them. I know you're not Scotch people, but before I get into this, I'm half Scottish on my father's side, and I grew up in Scotland, and I love the place. What's wrong with them? They got chips on their shoulders the size of battleships, A chain store is not stocking England football shirts in Scotland in case they, guess what? That's right, cause offence. Oh. Tabitha, who was originally from Oldham but now lives in Dalney, near Inverness, telephoned her local Matalan branch looking for England tops for her children. I was told they'd received a delivery of the tops, but sent them back because they did not want to stock them. I then phoned head office and was told that they were not available in case they offended the public. How ridiculous, she says. I didn't think it was too much to have them on the same rail as tops from Brazil and Italy, which don't offend the public, despite the fact that Scotland would get beaten black and blue by both of those teams any time they showed up on the same pitch. Matalan said, we forecast no demand for England-branded merchandise in Scottish stores. Huh. But don't you think that's just a bit silly? I know when I went up to Scotland last time and I started a talk show there, it's this wave of Scottish hate, just because I had an English accent, right? And I'd taken over from some Scotch bloke. And, well, the crowd wasn't really my crowd. They were not really me. Do you know what I mean? Like, they would have avoided me in the street, and me ditto. I would have driven to different streets to avoid most of the people that were calling my show up there. Awful people. But they just were pouring hate on me. Most of them were drunk. The callers. They were. I know that to be true. They were drunk and violent. Hate pouring out of them just because I was English. Hey, you! What are you doing up here? It was basically like that. For 3 months. See you! Every time I answered the phone, it was like, hey! That's why it's nice to work here, because people are so nice. Everyone's so nice at LBC, aren't they? In fact, it's one of the nicest vibes I've ever worked in a radio station. It actually really is. And I got this vibe from the very moment I stepped in and sat down. From the moment I opened the mic, I thought, ooh. Before even I took a call, I thought, hey, there's something... You know when you thrum a string on a guitar, it vibrates? Yeah, I was... the whole place is thrumming. You want to Google that word? I'm sure it's not bad.
Yeah, that's very good. Would you like me to Google it?
No.
Do you think also that's because there's hardly anybody here when we're in at the weekend?
Oh, well, no, I've been here when there's been people there, and it's been not... But I'm more referring to what it's like on the air.
Yeah, oh yes, it is very friendly, isn't it? Well...
I mean, people are sitting on their hands right now, right enough. People aren't exactly falling over themselves to be friendly right now. 0870 9090 973. Yeah, thanks very much for your support. Inasmuch as there isn't any. 0870 9090 973. Am I doing this right? But anyway, back to the Scotch people. I only say that because I know it really gives them the hump. But I'm not trying to be offensive because I am half Scottish, right? Which is why I found it a bit shocking that they were so awful to me. And it just became a fight every night. It was like, ugh! And they would ring up and like that. But why? Why are they so... do they so object to the English? I mean, aren't we past that? I mean, it's as though they're saying that David Beckham personally was responsible for the Highland clearances. He had nothing to do with it. He's probably never even met a sheep. It was 200 years ago. Get a crane and lift that chip off your shoulder. If Scotland were in the World Cup and England weren't, do you think that we would be behind Scotland? Like if it was Scotland-Germany, for instance, who would we be rooting for? Scotland, right? We would. We just would. We wouldn't want anybody that played Scotland to beat them just because we want Scotland to lose. We're not like that. Live and let live. That's what we're like. Well, and there's live and let die up there. It's just,
well, we support the tennis chap, don't we? Scottish tennis chap.
Exactly right. Yeah. Yes, we do. Because in England, it's more like Britain. I mean, I know when England is playing, it's all England, and I kind of enjoy seeing flags all over everywhere. Although there's been various people in the newspapers saying that if you're stupid enough to break the highway code once, then your penalty is to fly a flag from your car If you're really stupid and you break it numerous times, then you get 2 flags. That way you can spot the people that you have to avoid on the road. Yeah, it's a new scheme. It's the same with houses. All those with ASBOs, they're the ones with the flags out the windows. So you can choose where not to buy. Hey, Lucy's just almost bought a place. Oh, have I jinxed it now? Maybe.
Maybe. I was just thinking all the flags are in my area.
Are they?
Yes, quite a few.
But I kind of like that, because we don't really do that in this country. In America, you can't walk 5 yards without seeing a flag. Flags on shops, flags in every, there'll be a porter cabin with 16 families living inside in Oshkosh Bagosh in the middle of the Rocky Mountain Way, and they'll have a flagpole outside, and they'll do a ceremony twice a day. They're living on food stamps, but at least they can afford a gigantic flag that could, that could cover Luxembourg. But we don't do that here, and until now. And the next time we'll do it will be Euro 2008. And I get a warm feeling about that. But this is pretty much the only time that England is for the English. We're British, right? We got a call from Scotland. Oh, God, here we go. So, yes. I don't know. I think you should lighten up. Just lighten up. Stop pouring hate on us. We don't hate you. Stop hating us. Did they hang up? They haven't hung up. We're going to get this one. We're working it through. Okay. Take a deep breath. Hey, Scott.
Hi, Nick. How you doing?
Is your name actually Scott?
Yes, it
That's
is.
excellent.
Is your name actually Nick?
Yep.
Of course it is. Just to remind you of your days in Scotland.
Yeah.
Stucky Hall Street.
Well, no, I did eventually get to enjoy the show.
Uh-huh.
There's a place in Glasgow called Sauchiehall Hall Street. Sauchiehall. Did I get that right?
That's correct, yes. Bing.
And if you drive by there on like Friday and Saturday night, there'll be a lot of ladies in really, really short skirts,
yes,
just sort of wandering around in very high heels, with apparently nothing to do. And so I used to call it Sucky Hall Street.
Yes.
And I used to play that clip from Full Metal Jacket. What a fabulous film that is. There's no amount of times that can come on TV, and I don't want to watch it. Mostly because of the first half of the film, which is the recruits being trained by the, what's his name? Emmett Walsh, or something like that. The guy who was actually what time are we at? 29:45. This is going to have to be brief, Scott. Either that, or we're going to have to come back after the news.
You're off in one, so it's up to you.
I'm what?
You're off in one. Well, we're talking about Sucky Hall Street, now you're on to Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, yeah, there's no restricting my mind. I need a leash of some kind. Yeah. In fact, at Sucky Hall, if you pay extra, they'll give you one. But was it going to be, do you want to come back and say something, or is that it? You haven't said anything yet?
Just to say hello now, remind you of your days in Scotland.
Yeah. I did enjoy it by and large, but at the beginning there, it was a fight. And if you were listening, then you'll know.
On that radio station, which I won't mention, Real Radio.
Hang on. FM. I'll drop my big fat mouth off about Scotland, so it's only fair that I give you a fair go, Scott.
Uh-huh.
So, what were you saying?
No, it was just that when you came up to Scotland, you had quite a hard time of it on your first few shows, and then it got good, like you said.
They hated me. Because I was taking over from, I can't remember who it was. Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
It was wee.
Don't say it.
Wee FB.
And I haven't heard the chat, but I guess we're like chalk and cheese. We're not in any way similar. And well, you know, people get attached to their talk show host, don't they? And when it's whipped away from them, then they get very, very upset. And they were pouring all of their hate and bile on me. And most of it was like, what are you doing up here?
But I tell you what, it was good fun. It was a good laugh, you know, because I knew your material where others didn't. and it was good fun.
Yeah, you knew what to expect.
Yeah,
But you know what? For a little while there, it was like the show, because the show comes at the end of the day. If it was at the beginning of the day, then you've got the end of the day just to, relax and you've got a day. You've got your own time. But if the show comes at the end of the day, then you spend the entire day working up to the show. And so this black cloud was hanging over me for the whole day. I actually hated it. for quite a long time there. And I just wasn't enjoying myself at all. And I guess that showed on the air. But these people these are my people. I would like to clutch them to my bosom.
Is that not LB seeing you?
Yeah, and I'll be seeing you too.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Scott.
Cheers, man.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
This is LBC. It's 0870 9090 973. Let's see if we can hop from call to call, eh? Philip.
Good evening, Nick. I think you might be able to help me, at least if you can. I hope the listeners can. I bought a bargain pack of 14 DVDs for £10. And 12 of them I've never even heard of, and I just wonder whether you've heard of them.
You bought... Right, why did you buy them?
Well, I'll tell you why I bought them. They were in a pack, and they're one DVD, and there's two in each pack, you see. And one of them was a bargain. The one that was a bargain is... it's two TV shows. You're too young, but you ever heard of a TV show called At Last the 1948 Show?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, and on it with it is Do Not Adjust Your Set. Which is,
Pete and Dud.
No,
that wasn't Pete
Do
and
Not
Dud.
Adjust, it was Eric Idle, Terry Jones, Michael Palin,
Right.
David Jason.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Well, you can actually get it, as I say, because they had copies of it, and I know that there is a box set you can get of that.
But do I have to buy 12 other DVDs I've never heard of to get it?
Well, no, you can actually buy those two on their own in a box set, which are dearer.
Right, so...
But, I say, they're very funny, but the other 12 are films I've never even heard of.
Right, they're just trying to get rid of them. They're trying to look for a mug, and they'll bundle them in, and you parted with a tenner.
Name people, and it's just the films I've never heard of.
Go on, then.
Well, I'll go through them. Kirstie Alley and Robert Vaughan in the Prince of Bel-Air. It's not the TV series, it's just called Prince of Bel-Air.
Well, Kirstie Alley is a very funny woman.
Yeah, well, she was in Cheers, wasn't she?
That's right.
Yes.
You know, when Cheers, when they lost, what's her name? Diane.
Yeah, that's right.
what was her name? Anyway, when she stalked out and tried to make it as a film star. Anybody think she made it as a film star? No.
No, she didn't, did she?
They thought she must have thought, and in fact that they made a dig just after she left. I think they gave Woody a line of something like, "Why would anybody?" They were watching something on TV, and it was somebody who'd left a show, and he said, "Why would anybody leave a hit show?"
Exactly. She got rather big, didn't she?
Yeah, and so and she thought, "Oh, well, there goes the show because I'm the show." That must have gone through her mind, but they replaced her with someone who was much funnier, and that was Kirstie Alley.
Oh yes, it's strange. Another one is Busted, starring Corey Feldman. Wasn't he in Stand By Me? That one that Stephen King film that everybody raves about?
I can't remember who's in Stand By Me.
Yeah.
I can picture them, but I don't know who they are.
Danny DeVito in I Am Waiting No More. It says over 30, overweight, over the hill, and still overconfident.
Well, if it's a Danny DeVito film that we've never heard of, it must really suck because he's hilarious.
Yeah, as I say, another one is the Almost Perfect Bank Robbery with Brooke Shields.
I'll go out on a limb here. I'll just guess that that's not worth watching.
I've got a Woody Allen one.
Which?
Picking Up the Pieces.
I've never even heard of it.
No, it's Woody Allen, Cheech Marin, David Swimmer.
Cheech Marin, as in Cheech and Chong?
Yeah. Oh, well, I've got a film here with Tommy Chong in. Kiefer Sutherland and Sharon Stone.
Kiefer Sutherland, he's Mr. Put down the gun! Put the gun down and step it out!
Yeah, I mean...
I can't wait to see that.
It says, Woody Allen has a problem. He's just killed his wife in a jealous rage.
Oh, okay. If it's a Woody Allen film, let me guess. There's some 16-year-old girl who's infatuated with Woody Allen, and he's got a problem, and not only is a 16-year-old... hang on a minute. Not only is a 16-year-old infatuated with him, but there'll be a 30-year-old who's infatuated with him, and he's like a total babe magnet. Every single movie that Woody Allen... And he's still going on, isn't he? You fade him up, you fade him down. It's like a wound-up toy, isn't he? On and on.
What's this one?
I'll just talk over him. Oh, what now?
The Perfectionist. This is an Australian film based on David Williamson, who is a very big...
Oh, yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Woody Allen.
Yeah,
There's something, I don't know, I can't watch Woody Allen films anymore. I just don't find them funny because they're all the same.
story I liked, where
On and on he
where
goes.
his mother was
He doesn't
looking at
stop,
him
he doesn't even wait for me to take a breath. He's just, are you listening to this show?
Sorry?
I can't watch Woody Allen anymore. I just don't find him funny. Is anybody with me on this?
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I've never really found him all that funny.
Well, I did, because I used to find things like Bananas and Manhattan and Annie Hall. I thought they were hilarious, and then they come around every now and again, and you watch 5 minutes and you think, no, this is not funny anymore. Principally because he always paints himself in the same role as having all of these women fall over him all the time, and they usually are just barely out of school. And you think, something wrong here. What are you trying to make up for?
Did you see his latest one?
What, the tennis thing?
Match Point, yeah.
No, but it got better reviews than more recent ones.
Rubbish.
It's awful.
Yeah.
I'll strike it off my my DVD list. So anyway, Philip, I think you made a bad choice there, mate.
Yeah, well, as I say, there's one called Teresa's Tattoo, which has got nobody in it that I've ever heard. Oh, no, nobody in it I've ever heard of.
Do you want to check? I'll pause.
Pardon? Sorry.
I'm beginning to wish that I hadn't asked for a list, because it seems to be going on forever.
What about Tommy? You mentioned Cheech Marin. Got a Tommy Chong film. Far Out Man.
Yeah. Well,
No brain, no pain.
Well, rolling it up and smoking it would probably be the most enjoyment you'd have of it. But anyway, thanks a lot for the news, Philip.
Okay.
Ta-da, mate.
Hello.
0870 90 90 973. That was, he was inexhaustible. What a nice man. Hey, have you got a tattoo? Huh?
No, I haven't.
Got a tattoo, Alex?
No, sir.
We'll go for the break a little early. Can we do that? No?
It's Lucy's decision, actually.
Oh, really? We'll have a conference about it.
Oh.
All right, well then, no.
I don't mind.
We'll go to it on time. How's
okay,
that?
yeah, how's about that?
I just learnt this. You know, people are always walking around. Do we have to go through this again? I keep seeing it. Have I not explained? Don't. If you can pinch more than an inch, which absolutely everybody in this country can, because we're all fat. If you can pinch more than an inch, you'd have to be a supermodel not to, right? You have to be so stick thin you could barely support yourself on your own legs. Do not wear a crop top and low-slung jeans because of the explosion of white, puffy flesh that bursts out between the two. Usually topped off with a tattoo right in the middle of the lower back. Is there a single person in London that hasn't got one of those stupid tattoos right in the middle of their lower back? And I just saw this week. You know what they're called? Tramp stamps. Isn't that perfect? They don't come off, you know. Let's go with a chap on a mobile, so we'll have to take him straight away before he gets a tumour. Vegas? What's your name? Vegas.
Yeah, just quickly, about the £400,000 bet.
The £400,000 bet for America to beat Italy tonight. Yeah, somebody put that
Yeah,
on.
but it was for Italy to beat America. And he won 160 grand if it wins. The other way, it's 4.4 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah, backed him at 5-2 on. And the reason everybody knew about it was Grant Sharp, who runs with him, came on the radio and put the bet out as it was the world's biggest football bet, and he wanted everyone to know about it, that William Mills would take that kind of bet. So that's how that came about.
Huh. And how do you know all of this?
I listen to the radio.
That's all it takes.
All the different stations.
Thanks a lot, Vegas.
All right.
Ta-ra, mate. I wonder why it's called Vegas. Maybe it's where he was born. Brooklyn, Vegas, Arizona. What did Brad Pitt and, what's the name? Who's his current model? It's not Jennifer Aniston, it's somebody else. Angelina Jolie.
Mm.
What did they call their child? Pilo what?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it wasn't Pilar.
I'm sure it was Pile of something. Huh? Or, I mean, imagine calling a child. What's your first name? Pile of. What's your second name? Don't ask. I mean, that's what she's going to get called in school, isn't it? It was Shiloh Pitt, right?
There's another name, isn't there? Something Shiloh?
I thought it was Shiloh Pitt.
No.
So in school, that's going to be, guess what? That's right. Awful. What is it with celebrities? Celebrities call their children like they're just going out and buying a handbag or something. It's like a fashion accessory. It's like Bob Geldof should be beaten to the ground with sticks for calling his children Pixie and Frou-Frou. Don't you think? I mean, what parent would do that? What parent would saddle their child with the name Pixie? Peaches? Pixie Frou-Frou? Or there's something daft like that. I think it was just started by Frank Zappa, who called his son Dweezil. And then David Bowie. No, he called his other child Moon Unit. Moon Unit Zappa. I mean, if you're taking register in class, Zappa's got to be last, right? And so everybody will be waiting for the last name on the list. David Wetherington. Here, sir. Moon Unit Zappa. Collapse and hysterics all round. Yeah, Shiloh Nouvelle. Shiloh Pitt. Pile of. This is LBC. So you two were grooving to the ads. I saw you, like, shaking your heads up and down. You were enjoying yourselves. Dancing helps hyperactive children to calm down, pay attention in class, and avoid getting into fights, a study has suggested. Suggested? Well, that's really weak, isn't it? It's not as... They haven't found... And when they say a study, I mean, I could ask 2 kids and that would be a study. They never tell you how many or with what statistical significance the study suggests or any of that. But if they haven't found, it's suggested, so I might as well just throw this away or I'll read it. Swedish researchers from Karlstad University and the University College of Dance in Stockholm encouraged energetic movement in unruly boys aged 5 to 7 with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, and found that their behaviour improved. Professor Erna Gronlund, who led the study, said, boys with ADHD calmed down. Their parents and teachers reported that they did their schoolwork better. One boy could only sit in a classroom for 10 minutes previously, and after dance therapy he could attend a whole lesson. These boys could also play with other children without fighting all the time. Dancing also helped depressed teenage girls, the researchers found. Now, this probably works. Do this with me. Stand up in there. Come on, Alex, you know you want to. Come on, Lucy. Oh, when I stand up, I can't see you. I'll have to dance crouched over. Okay, now, everybody, come on. Hut, hut,
what are we
hut,
dancing?
Hut, hut, hut. Come on, Alex, get into it.
Don't we need any music?
Now I'm doing a rain dance. See, now we're laughing. It works. Isn't that great?
That's because we looked ridiculous.
Well, only I could see you. What do you think I look like? I was doing a Sioux Indian dance, praying for rain. Let's go with Clapham.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, London. Creaky Lion. Hello, the world. How are you, Nick Abbott?
I'm all right, mate.
Tonight we're going to a special birthday party. Some of your listeners might know him. He was called General T. In the 80s, he belonged to one of the biggest sounds in London, with the Times of Smiley Coach and Access Senator and them big names.
How old is he?
He's 40 today, actually. Happy birthday to you. I like that. Thank you very much. I'm getting picked up in a minute. I'm going up there.
Oh, really?
the sound,
MI5 have found him at last.
Well, the Sound Jam Down Rockers is playing tonight because it's...
Oh, they're very good. Yeah.
And what's going to happen, they're going to play Carnival Time for the first time in public.
Oh, one of my favourites.
Well, the only people who've been playing it is LBC, 97.3 for the last 11 weeks.
What?
Exclusively, yeah. You got it on your computer through Giles and Bill Buckley Show, Carnival Time, Creaky Lion. And also on Sunday, it will be playing on, I won't mention the radio, but it's going to play on another radio station in London for the first time, because exclusively up to now it's only played on LBC.
Is it hot?
It's hot, a very hot tune. It's called Carnival Time. It goes something like, it's Carnival Time, watch the girls then.
Oh, no, we've run out of time on that call. You believe it? I hate when that happens. Let's go with Kilburn. Donette.
Hello, Nick.
Donette. That sounds like a small Don.
That's right.
Like a teacher at university who's only 3 foot tall. You'd call him a Donette.
I believe so. You know what I was thinking, Nick?
What?
Between Clive and Bob and Ian and Chris and Steve Allen and Alex, you and Lucy are the only ones who are really compatible. So maybe all female producers should be female.
Well, you know what? There's something in that. I think a male voice does need a female foil.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if a woman is doing the show, then she probably would want a male producer. Yeah. And I think if a bloke's doing the show, then, I absolutely agree with you. I think that a man and woman, this is what the Church of England says. That's the way it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. But I was just thinking...
Church of England are furious about most of our shows, by the way. Have I told you? Oh,
sorry?
What a fuss. Anyway, carry on.
When I listen to the aggro between Ian and Chris and Clive and Bob and Steve and Alex, and I just think your program is so relaxing in comparison.
Yeah, that's what it really says about this show. It's relaxing.
Well,
are you insane?
This time of night.
No, you're quite right. Lucy does a fantastic job. You do a fantastic job.
She's great. She really is lovely.
Well, let's not get carried away. Great. I think that's stretching it a bit. Don't you think, Lucy?
She's lovely. No, she's lovely. And it's a joy to listen to her.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
She's not in the background throwing tantrums.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which makes the big change.
No, I couldn't imagine you throwing a tantrum. Do you ever throw your weight around? Do you ever come in the building and then a black cloud descends over the second floor?
I don't think so.
Huh?
No.
No, I can't imagine.
No, I can't imagine it either.
No.
It's because you're too nice. That's probably why people are gazumping you. You're too nice. Don't you think?
No, but she needs to go up to the world. She really does, because she's good. And it's just such a pleasure to hear you not having all this aggro and swearing.
Why can't people just get along, eh, Donette?
I don't know.
What's so funny about peace, love and understanding?
True.
So you sound Australian, right? Probably New Zealand.
No.
New Zealand? No, South Africa.
No.
Wait a minute, I'll get it. Not New Zealand.
No.
Not Australia.
No.
You don't say it 3 times. No, you're saying?
No.
No.
So it's not South Africa.
No.
Huh? It's not Australia, it's not New Zealand.
No. Try
Zimbabwe was going to be my next choice.
Yeah. Don't lie to me.
It was, actually.
Yeah, sure.
No, honest. Really and truly.
Really.
So how long have you been over here, then?
I've got 6 more months left. Then I'll be going back.
You're going back?
Oh, yeah. My children live there.
Get them over here quick, Donette. You don't want to go back to Zimbabwe, do you?
No, of course I'm going back, yes. Yes, there's a whole lot of us going back.
Well.
Things are coming right there, I promise.
Yeah, right.
Don't listen to everything. Don't listen to all the propaganda.
Oh, I do listen to everything. I take it all in. I'm like a sponge.
Oh. Okay, babes, let me go.
Lovely
talking to you.
Go.
And hang on to Lucy. She's good.
Rightio.
But tell the others to get their own woman.
Rightio. Cheers, Donette.
Bye, lovey. Ciao.
Oh, that was a call from our new programme director. The changes that are going to be going on here. This is LBC 97.3 0870 9090973. A dogger. Oh, we're going to get the papers, aren't we? Oh, remind me to quiz you. You don't have to go yet. We're only going to read tomorrow's papers tomorrow, because when it's tomorrow, it'll be today. Is that clear?
That's very clear.
And we'll go through this gigantic... You'll have to get a crane. You'll have to get the trolley that Pete Doherty has recently been evicted from. Poor bloke got pushed around an airport on a trolley, lifting his sunglasses to peer under them. Oh, where am I? Am I on stage? He needs help, doesn't he? I mean, he's rushing towards death. We can't believe he's lasted so long. Him and Kate, what a pair. Anyway, they're like rock star royalty. Those dopes. I challenge you to whistle anything that he's ever done. Do it now. I bet you can't.
Shall I carry on?
No.
That was called Katie, that song.
Rubbish. A dog owner has been fined a record, guess how much? That's right, £1,600 for repeatedly letting a pet foul the pavement outside her home. 1,600 quid! Christine had to pay £100 for each of 8 offences under the Dogs Act. Add that up, that comes to 800. Plus £100 costs on each count. You'd think that once the message would get home, wouldn't you? 8 times. What an idiot. Councillor Paul said the huge fine imposed by the court proves they are taking the issue of dog fouling very seriously. Campaign group Keep Britain Tidy. Tidy? Keep Britain Unfouled. Backed the council clampdown. Chief Executive Allen said the hefty fine against Ms Rogers showed just how disgusted councils and the public were with those who turned parks, beaches, and pavements into canine conveniences. He added, we need every owner to clean up after their pet and every right-minded citizen to complain if they don't. It's estimated that the UK's 7.4 million dogs produce... Are you ready?
Go on.
Don't know if I can. 1,000 tonnes of excrement daily. And this is why you should always take your shoes off before entering your house. Because where does it go? It just sits there, and then when it rains, it's spread as a thin slick all over the pavement. Am I right? And that's what you're treading on. Up and down the country, all pavements are covered with an invisible thin slick, which attaches itself to your shoes. And you then promptly walk around your house. Awful. Police horses go around a boot where I live, and there's signs everywhere saying please pick up after your dog, and cute little bins, and people are gingerly picking up warm piles with their hands in shopping bags and tiptoeing across to the bin and depositing them in there as though it's made of radioactive material. Awful. But quite right too. But otherwise, you'll, like this silly woman, you'll get a £100 fine and £100 costs. However, police horses are clopping merrily by these signs. And I don't know if you ever experienced a horse product before, but they leave stuff behind that's as big as the dog that would get you the £100 fine. It's huge! And they don't get fined.
On FM, Nick Abbott.
So, shocking news. No papers yet. No! We'll monitor it. I mean, it's not like nothing's happened. Maybe nothing happened. Maybe they're just like, oh, we've got nothing to write. We'll cancel the Sunday papers. I mean, otherwise you'd just be printing page after page with nothing on it. So they thought, well, just forget it. We'll skip a Sunday. It'll be all about the Queen's birthday. Hey, I forgot to do it. Hey, happy birthday, Your Majesty. Good on you. You're fabulous. And I really mean that. She had a fly past and everything. She was out there on the balcony. She was lucky to get such good seats. Hello. And the crowd went... So, well, we'll have to monitor this closely. As soon as the papers come in, then I'll scrutinise them for you. And I'm going to be quizzing you later to see whether you are actually a proper woman. Is that clear? Tallulah!
Hello, you.
Hello, you.
Come on, England.
We haven't got a chance.
I know. I do know. Unless there is something lucky around the corner.
Well, yeah, like everybody else pulls out with a hamstring injury.
Yeah, and all these funny things where you thought, where did they come from?
It's embarrassing. I mean, all of those great players, as soon as they pull on England shirts, they just become a bunch of dodos. I mean, did you see Argentina the other night?
Yeah, even Ghana today, I think it was today, yeah? They just have some enthusiasm. You know, some, what they call, the hunger.
Energy.
Hunger, creativity.
Skill.
Yeah.
The ability to actually pass the ball in amongst themselves instead of just getting it at the back and then lobbing it, hopefully, towards the front.
Absolutely. There's really an obvious difference of, you know, those underdogs that develop rather nice skills and shows those high-paid people what it really should be like.
Well, you know, we've got a team. I don't want to talk about football for anything longer than the next 20 seconds, but we're a team full of all those world-class players. How can they morph into a bunch of dopes every time they pull on the England shirt? Why is that? It's true.
And by the way, 100 points for wind-up toy, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
No.
You created a little word today within the last half an hour, and you called somebody a wind-up toy.
A wind-up toy, yeah. They're wound up like clockwork, yeah. On and on he went. Couldn't stop him.
Okay.
Hey, you're the woman with the parrot, right?
The budgie. Well, you know what? Talking about Lucy, you know what? It's about nearly 2 years ago when I was talking to the radio, and when you don't understand the business, you can go a bit silly. So 10 minutes before closing time, I called David Prever to tell something, and she didn't call me back, and I thought, oh, she hates me. Well, it's funny how should you, if you don't know the things how they work, then you come from a complete different angle.
What? I have a question. Hey, Lucy.
Hey, Nick.
Do you know what Tallulah is talking about? Because I've got no clue.
Well, I don't remember the occasion.
Yes.
But I did used to work on that programme, yeah.
Right.
But what did you ring in about, Tallulah?
Well, it was about my budgie. My budgie did swear, exactly. It's a budgie that swears. It was about swear words.
Well, where did your budgie pick swear words up?
From
yes?
the owner.
The owner.
Or husband, owner, whatever you call it.
Right. The rocker.
The rock chick, yeah. Well, it's only one. It's in connection with his
Don't say
nature.
it.
No, it's the...
She's going to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to say it. It's...
Don't.
Sugar bag, but sugar stays for something.
See, again, I'm completely lost. Anyway, how's your week been, Tallulah?
Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah, fabulous.
I'm glad to hear
but
it.
Do you take your shoes off?
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take your shoes off?
When?
At your home?
Yes, when it's warm enough. I have cold feet, cold extremities for 9 months of the year. Only in June, July and August do I not wear, 15 different layers.
Yeah.
Hat, coat, scarf and gloves inside. But no, shoes and socks off right now, yeah. Isn't it fantastic?
You said something about the pollution when you come from outside, that you don't even walk into poo of the dog, and you come home because it's raining and it spreads all over. Was it your idea or the paper?
My idea.
So, for that reason...
Poo of the dog.
Do you religiously take the shoes off if you go inside?
Yeah, it is actually a religion.
Oh, yeah?
In fact, I'm going to be one of those blokes standing at Oxford Circus saying, ladies and gentlemen, have you thought about Jesus lately? That guy wasn't there today. That fat scouse bloke who was there...
he's gone now.
Clogging up the island in Oxford Circus last week. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, have you thought about Jesus, ladies and gentlemen? Ladies and gentlemen. Every single sentence has started with ladies and gentlemen.
Your karma worked.
My karma worked, yeah. I think somebody drove over him with a karma.
That was a warning.
Oh, steady on, Tallulah.
Ah.
But, no, that seriously is awful. Maybe it's the power of this programme, because he moved, the previous guy moved, and when I was belly-aching on and on about him, and I bet nobody else was. I bet nobody else in the whole of Radio Land was, particularly in London, was talking about that bloke, saying what an awful shower he is, and he should be clubbed to the ground and tasered right where he stands. And I really believe that, too.
Yeah, it transmitted right through to him.
And so he moved. I think he went down to bother people in Piccadilly Circus, which is fine by me, because I never go there.
He was bullied by transmission.
Because why would you ever want to go to Piccadilly Circus? They've got Lily White's, which is awful now. I mean, somebody took it over, and it's like a bazaar in there. It's bizarre and a bazaar. It's awful. Why would anybody want to go there? You get cheap socks, 3 for £1, that's it. I mean, it just looks like hell in there. You peek through the door, and what they've done to that shop, it's awful. Can you say that?
Yes, you just did.
Well, it's fair comment. It is. Absolutely. I challenge them in court to prove otherwise. You can't. And what else they got in Piccadilly Circus? TFI Fridays. And I'll only go there if the barman is known to me personally and be giving me free cocktails all night. What else? Planet Hollywood. Not even now Marco Pierre White's taken over the menu. And what a joke that is. Marco Pierre White's cooking in Planet Hollywood. He doesn't even cook in the...
You are like the wind-up toy.
He doesn't even cook in the Mirabelle. Do me a favour.
I get a word in. Are you proud of Piccadilly Circus? Do you think it's real history?
You know what? Those signs. I used to go through Piccadilly Circus every day when I used to work at, a place begins with V and ends in Urgent.
Yeah, I know.
But now I barely see Piccadilly Circus from 1 month to the next. But when I go there, those signs are stunning. It's a real sock in the eyeballs, isn't it?
So you are proud?
Proud?
I mean, cool. Is it cool?
No.
Yes, it is.
I knew it was one or the other. No, it's not cool.
No, of course it's cool, because people come from Tokyo just to see this place. Like, people from here go to Times Square to see that place.
Yeah, and there's nothing there either. A bunch of shops that are selling electrical goods at discount prices.
Have some creative poetry to connect to that place and whatever.
Wow, you really are out of your mind, aren't you, Tallulah?
You take your
You're
shoes off
flying.
I celebrate you.
You haven't been out with Pete Doherty lately, have you?
No.
I think she's been smoking him.
Well, no.
Not around the budgie.
No, it's only me and my budgies. We had a big photo.
Hey, there was you remember that? Oh, me.
Yeah. What, pardon?
And my... That was an old music hall song. Budgie. Remember that one? Everybody!
I grew up in Germany.
I'm out here on my own, aren't I?
But today I saw a woman walking with 2 dogs and two bags of poo was tangling on both of her hands, and it looked awful. I would not have a dog in my life nowadays. It's awful.
Of course, you don't really have there's not much to clear up from a parrot, is there?
For a budgie, no,
Yeah.
it doesn't smell, and it's absolutely the best, because it's all in one.
Oh, no. Oh, no. All in one, you say?
Yeah, means the liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we've got a firm picture.
And it's dried
yeah.
up and doesn't smell, and
Right.
it's the best thin sliced bread.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Lucy? Are we going too far?
You're near the knuckle?
Yeah. See, if this was on the BBC, I could go as far as I like, and they'd give me a medal. The Queen herself would pop in and give me the OBE.
Yeah, I'm asking when it's my turn to get the OBE.
Yeah, well, hold your breath.
Well, all my buddies say "God save the Queen," and that is cool. Isn't that cool?
Well, make it say it now.
Oh,
then that would be cool.
He's asleep. He had a tough time
Asleep?
today.
Had a tough time today, is that what you just said?
He had a photo session today. All the neighbors came out to say, wow, because all the cameras came around and watched him and made pictures and all these things.
This is like the parrot sketch, where he's tired after a long squawk.
It's a budgie, and he was really cool. He was a real professional, so he's allowed to have some time off now.
Right.
While I'm blubbering away.
You could put a blanket over my head and I'd go to sleep right now.
Have you done some music today?
Yep, 4 hours of loud rock and roll. You'd love it.
Do you remember what you played?
Yeah, from the start it was... you joking? 4 hours. I played Jeff Beck. That was a fabulous track.
Mm.
Oh, blimey, it just goes straight out my brain. I played a lot of AC/DC.
Blankety blank.
I didn't play any Yngwie Malmsteen. That would be... you're very upset. And no Uriah Heep at all.
Oh.
Sorry to have to break the news to you.
Well, that's okay.
But anyway, keep on rocking, Tallulah.
Off goes rock and roll!
Now we're going to cart that up and use it frequently. All right. Cheers, dear. Ta-da. Oh, she's gone. No sooner was she here than gone. It's LBC 97.3, 0870 9090 973, we're your all-day, all rock-and-roll radio station.
First, he did Abbott.
Now, this story's been running in most of the papers this week. This is shocking. Staff at a government agency office have been reported leaping naked from filing cabinets and carrying out stomach-churning pranks. You read about this? Civil servants are said to have had, oh, blimey, sex in the lavatories, taken drugs, used foul language, brawled in the reception area, and held breakdancing contests in working hours. It's like being backstage at Baby Shambles, isn't it? Breakdancing contests? An investigation was begun after an internal memo was sent to managers by staff sickened by the behaviour. It stated, I'm appalled at the level of depravity that is being tolerated at my workplace. There's no indication that this person talked like that at all. Activities have been captured on official cameras. And there's been leaping. People have been leaping from cabinet to cabinet in their underwear and naked. Why would you do that? Leaping from cabinet to cabinet. You take your clothes off first, and then you get up on a cabinet, and then you'd leap from cabinet to cabinet, naked.
I wouldn't want to do that in my own home, let alone in the office.
There's it gets worse. Much, much worse. There's an horrific new craze of, are you ready? Steel yourself. Vomiting into official cups and leaving the cups to fester in cupboards until discovered through the horrendous smell. I mean, that's just not funny, is it? That's awful. That's just staggering. What kind of a mind would come up with that? This is a list of shocking and awful acts in the work time, including sex in the toilets, drug taking, and swearing is rife. I love that swearing is like that's the worst thing that they have to deal with, swearing. I can't believe the amount of swearing that's going on Big Brother, by the way. And I feel perfectly okay about talking about that now, because I mentioned it right at the beginning, and then not at all since, until just now. They swear their faces. Are those people aware that it's on television?
I just don't think they care at all, do they? Just say what they like.
Well, I think they've all been, they've all had their minds warped by that chain-smoking troll, whose every utterance is like a builder.
Who's that, then?
You know, it's the chain-smoking troll. Lisa, I think she's called.
Right.
She swears more than anybody I've ever met in my life, and I used to work on a building site. But I think they've all been warped by her language.
Do you think they think it's cool, swearing all the time?
Yeah, well, there's an element of that, but I mean, that's sort of 5-year-old child behaviour, isn't it? When you first learn your first swear words, and then you pepper them in through sentences because you think it's dangerous and cool, yeah. But, I don't know, it's not what you want in your front room, is it? But as I get
boring,
older...
isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's boring, and it's also a bit... I hesitate to say this, but it's a bit offensive. Yeah. I'm becoming an old person. I'm becoming like my mum and my dad. As soon as something comes on the TV that's a bit offensive, I'm saying, we don't want to watch this, do we? Reaching for the remote. But they just swear all the time, as though they're not aware that it's on television. But it makes them look stupid. But that would be the last thing on their list. They're having sex in the toilets, they're taking drugs, they're holding naked dancing contests, and swearing.
Is this all sort of out of office hours? Or
No,
is this during?
is during work.
And how is nobody noticing all this going on?
It's another John Prescott blunder. Oh, disciplinary action and dismissals have already taken place and further action is pending. Yeah, right, sure it is. Some of the goings-on, it's the Rural Payments Agency, a branch of the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs in Lancaster House, Newcastle upon Tyne, are believed to have been captured on CCTV and will be turned into a show on Sky One this autumn. Rupert Murdoch is thrilled.
You know what's missing off that list of things that they've done?
What?
Photocopying their bottoms.
Well, I'm sure they went past that onto something much worse. So, we still haven't got the papers then. What's going on over here?
I don't know, they're a bit late today.
So, you're trying to throw up what's in the news. Is this it?
Well, no, I was doing... Often you can get it on the wires here to see what's coming up on the papers. But on my paper search, it just says, time to take a look at this morning's papers, and then it's blank. So,
oh, good. Well, we'll just look at that for a while then, shall we?
There's nothing going on at all.
We'll just take a quick peek, and... that's the papers. Done. This is incredible. 1 in 10 UK adults never drinks water.
You had someone rang you, didn't they, who said they hadn't drunk water for months the other week?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't listen to this show.
Yeah, you hadn't drunk water for months.
And I don't remember that, but I must have found it incredulous at the time. Because I drink, not even fish get through as much water as I do. I'm drinking and drinking and drinking pints after pint after pint of water all day, every day.
You shouldn't drink too much, though, because you can dilute your blood, can't you? Apparently.
Well, I'm not drinking 32 gallons of it. Dilute your blood?
Yeah, apparently some people drink too much.
Well, how much is too much?
Well, how many gallons do you drink?
Well, I don't know, I must get through 5 or 6 pints a day. I'm always
that's
drinking
probably
water.
all right. That's probably about, 3-4 litres? 3?
Oh, I don't do new money. Pints. Can't you
you
think
should
in
have
pints?
No.
Well,
I
do you
can't
go out
now.
to a pub and say, I'll have a
half a litre.
a half a litre
litre
of cider? Of course you don't. How do we get away with that, by the way? Because they were prosecuting grocers for selling pounds and ounces, weren't they?
That's right, but we've still got
pints. Yeah, because we don't want to get rid of that. Because no politician would want to take our pints away from us, because they would be chucked out on their ear.
The milk's changed, though, hasn't it, to litres, but we still know that it's 1 pint and 2 pints.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still sell it in pints, but they call it whatever it is in litres. 0.563 of a litre. Yeah. Anyway, this is incredible. 1 in 10 adults never drinks water, even in summer. How can that possibly be? How can you get through your life not drinking water? 3 million stick to other drinks such as pop, coffee or alcohol. What? With northerners most likely to shun water, or soft southern stuff, that water. However, 97% of Londoners drink water daily. All right, London. A poll by water cooler firm, I'm not going to mention their name because they only did this study so that people like me will mention their name on the air and therefore give them free advertising. It brought a warning from experts. As you can imagine, the Department of Health said it was vital to stay hydrated in hot weather and will fine you if you don't. Well, it's the W.C. Fields principle of water, isn't it? He wouldn't drink any because, Google W.C. Fields and you'll find out for yourself. That's not possible. How can you go through life not drinking water? Your body's made up of, count them, 86% of your molecules are made up of water. That's an actual fact that I just made up. It's approximately that, but without the benefit of, research, this show will just continue. Making up stuff. So it's, we're still sitting here waiting for the papers. I won't have time to go through, I won't have time to separate them out. And still the calls dribble in. What?
There's one coming now.
Oh, great. 0870 9090 973, or I'll just read my stuff out all the time. Drugs. Users of Clubber's drug crystal meth are to face heavier penalties, it was announced yesterday. Oh, yeah, that'll work. Heavy penalties. Yeah, that's they tried that in here, in America, every other country on the face of the earth. And does it work? No. It will be reclassified from Class B to Class A, along with heroin, crack, cocaine, ecstasy, and LSD. Of course, nobody takes those because it's been reclassified as A. I mean, really, like anybody would think before going out at night. Oh, what? Now, is that A or B? I mean, no, I think it's A. Oh, I better not take that. What difference does it make? It's ridiculous. The move comes amid reports the police fear crystal meth, officially called methylamphetamine, could become a mainstream drug within 3 years. Just like it is in America, it's causing lots of problems over there, and we don't want it here. No thank you. Just say no thank you. You don't have to say just say no. Say no thank you. I mean, a little good manners go a long way, right? Possession will now have a maximum 7-year sentence, up from 5 years. Well, so, you know what? This is the Home Office on the back foot, because everything that they've done lately has been a gigantic mess, right? Every single day the newspapers are full of the Home Office fouled up again. Another gigantic blunder from the Home Office. And they're running around like hens with their heads cut off. Like, they're going. In fact, it looks exactly like the Office for Rural Affairs, except they're all clothed. And they're thinking, what can we do? What can we do? And they picked up the Sun, and there's more, and they think, oh, well, I know, drugs. Yay! Up goes the chair. We'll make it even worse to take drugs than it was before. We know that everything that we've done before doesn't actually work, but the public doesn't know that, and we'll put people away, or say we will, for even longer. Hurrah! Trebles all round. And they're off out back for a smoke. Possession will now have a maximum 7-year sentence, up from 5 years, and supplying can be punished with life instead of a maximum 14 years. And life these days means you'll be out in 6 months, right? Front page of the Telegraph the other day. It's Mac, right? No, it's not Mac. It's front page of the Telegraph. Who's the cartoonist? Is it Mac? I can't remember. Anyway, he always gets a little cartoon on the front page, and he's always hilarious, and he also hits the nail right on the head. And it's a guy in the dock, and he's calling his wife and he's saying, "Oh, put my lunch in the oven, dear. I've just got life." In other words, he'll be out in time to eat lunch. And you know why? You know why they let them out halfway? How are we? 29:15. Oh, I haven't got time for this thought. I'll have to come back with it. Take a deep breath and hold it.
Driving up and now.
So anyway, the thought that I was having was that and I was getting mixed up, as usual, with like 10 different thoughts trying to come out of my mouth all at the same time. Thought number one, the reason that they let people out halfway through is twofold. First of all, we haven't got enough prison spaces, and second, it makes it sound as though they're being very tough on crime. Because if they give somebody 14 years, then it sounds, wow, yeah, they're really doing the business on the crims. But it's not 14 years, you get out in 7. But if they said, we'll give you 7 for some heinous crime, then people would be going, 7? But 14? Well, that sounds all right, but they're not telling us that it's only half. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? You get time off for good behaviour. No, you should get time added for bad behaviour. But the Home Office, they must have been like scrabbling around trying to find. We've got to find some way of making it seem like we've actually got our act together. Drugs, yeah, we'll make it even more dangerous for people to take them, even though prohibition has been found to not work everywhere in the whole world that it's ever been tried. So that's what this is all about. We'll put you away for 14 years if you've got 10 joints. That was the one that they released the other day. As though, oh yes, no, please disregard all the news that's pouring out of our office. We actually do have our act together, and we are tough on crime. Honest. Tough on crime, tough on the causes of crime. That's us. Home Office. We're so tough. Metropolitan Police Commander Simon said it will be substantially easier to combat after these measures. Anybody believe that? No? Substantially easier to combat. Right. How is the war on drugs going, by the way?
Fabulous.
And they're here! Listen to this. This is the Sunday papers being dropped from a height of only 6 inches onto a table. Wow. That's 6.8 on the rectum scale, and you'll be able to feel it in Camden. First, let's go to Tooting. Hello, Sybil.
Hello, good evening.
Sybil.
I was just going to bed, and I heard somebody say that water dilutes the blood. That isn't so. When you drink water, it's absorbed in the stomach, and most of it in the intestine.
You were going to bathe?
Yeah, I was going to bed, yes.
You were going to have a bath?
No, in bed, in the mattress, in the bed, the bedstead.
Oh, going to bed? I thought you said you were going to bathe.
No.
Going to
getting
bed.
into bed when I
Right.
heard that.
And Lucy was fool enough to say that water dilutes the blood. Which...
No.
No.
There is water in the blood, and when separated, when the cells are separated, it's called plasma. It's yellow-like.
Plasma?
Yes, it's called plasma.
What, like the telly?
Pardon? Like the telly?
Yeah, you know.
Yes, no, it's not the same. It's
Not the same, right.
Well, the same, but it's not the same thing. When you drink water, it's absorbed into the intestine, and there are lymph nodes all over your body which controls the water, the fluid. It sends the fluid wherever it's needed. So you are safe to drink as much water as you want.
Well, that's a relief to me and almost nobody else, because nobody drinks water, apparently. Can you believe it?
I think people drink water as they're
No, it's an actual
dehydrated,
fact.
especially in this weather.
People only drink, well, particularly like north of Camden, people only drink whiskey, because they're dead hard.
I don't think so. I think they drink water also.
All right, thanks, Sybil.
Bye-bye.
What a nice lady. See? You know nothing, Lucy. So I'm just separating the papers out from the ones that we want and the ones that we don't want. We don't want the Observer. I mean, the news is bad enough. Does it also have to be boring?
No. I'm trying to find out if I can find blood diluting the water.
Oh,
The water diluting the blood.
Well, because you might be wrong, you can't stand it.
Well, I just feel a bit stupid, really.
Yeah. Well, it didn't sound right to me. OK, let's see what's on the front of the Observer. Revealed. UK set for first face transplants. Fancy one of those?
No.
Yeah, see, like I said, boring. And it's the wrong shape, too. I just don't like that shape. It's like, it's not what?
Can you overdo it with water? Well, yes, you can. It's called water intoxication or hyper...
Yes?
Natremia.
What now? What's it called?
Hyponatremia. Hyponatremia.
No, but thanks for playing.
Well, try.
Highlight it. Where is it?
Yeah.
That is difficult. Hyponatremia.
Hyponatremia, see?
What a couple of dopes we are. Hyponatremia. I bet that's what it is. Right, the Sunday Telegraph. Very upset about something, I bet. Prisoners out on licence allowed foreign holidays. What? Well, not on us, I hope. Prisoners freed early from jail are being allowed to take foreign holidays while still on licence. Oh, that's all right. Go to Spain. Go and nick things off people in Spain. Scrap ID cards and build jails, says Tories. European students have better English than we do. British students could struggle to win places at university because of competition from European applicants who have better English, the head of a leading college has claimed. Well, all you have to do is listen to the football interviews after a match. And all the Dutch and the Italian and the Swedish players, they'll all be speaking perfect English, and then you go to Wayne Rooney, it's all like, well then. You know, all those guys on who get interviewed from Arsenal, they all express themselves perfectly well without using the word They're better at it than I am. And Stephen Gerrard's going, Yeah, so that is certainly true. We are rubbish at language, despite the fact that we have the world's language, don't we? The Mail. Oh, they'll be furious about something, I bet. New Labour saves water. What? New Labour saves water. That sounds like a positive thing about New Labour. Well, that can't be it. There must be something more. 8:15 Tuesday, all across southern England, drought-hit gardens wilt in the heat. There's no problem on the 10-acre estate of millionaire... Oh, I see. There's no problem on the 10-acre estate of millionaire MP Geoffrey Robinson, where his gardeners spray thousands of gallons into the air, but then he's got private access to our water. He must have dug a borehole. In fact, that could be the new name of the Daily Mail, the borehole. They'll be furious about something inside, I bet, too. Oh, there they are in all their finery. The Queen and her consort.
There's normally a good animal story as well in there.
Good grief! Did you see this thing today when they were all standing on the balcony? Like I said before, they were lucky to get good seats. They are dressed up like they're going out on the town. All the medals in all the world are pinned to what's her name's tunic. What's her name? The horsey one?
Anne?
Well, can I narrow it down a bit? Anne, what hat is she wearing? She looks like Napoleon. She looks like she nicked Napoleon's hat. That's the silliest hat I've ever seen in my life. It's got a... Oh, that's just laugh out loud funny. And in the profile as well, you've got to pick up the Daily Mail, and I guess it will be in a lot of the papers. That hat is hilarious, and with her nose as well, because she's got one of these faces that's tapered, like the chin tapers back, and the forehead tapers back, and the nose tapers forward. So it's like she's perfectly streamlined for breaking the air. She could travel at Mach 1, and her hat sets off that nose absolutely perfectly, and it has a red feather sticking out the top. That is comical beyond belief. She's got more braid than Fortnum's hanging off her. Not even my mum's curtains have got that much braid on them. Anyway, that's the Daily Mail. It's all about royalty, and they're very upset with Labour. The Commission... Paul McCartney, all right. If I see him stick up like a two-fingered peace sign one more time, I'm going to scream. I'm going to take all of my Beatles CDs and throw them out the window. Either that or it's a thumbs up. All right. You're right there. Please. Do us a favour, Paul. Sir Paul, sorry. So what have we got left? Not much. The Sunday Times. It'll be one shocking story about government incompetence after the other, which will probably be forgotten the moment we've read it. Crisis as prisons run out of cells. The Chief Inspector of Prisons has warned that Britain's overcrowded jails are close to putting up house full notices and having to turn away newly convicted criminals. So no change there then. What else? Well, it's pretty low-key, I'd say. I'm on page 5, and nothing's jumped out at me yet. No, all right, I'll put the Sunday Times away. They failed us today. I'm leaving the best till last. Do we have the sport? Oh, we got the peephole. The peephole. There's a Sunday sport. I guess we wouldn't ask for the Sunday sport, would we? Because there wouldn't possibly be anything in there for anyone on LBC to talk about. We could sit there and look at the pictures, but that would be wrong. So, what have we got left? The Mirror. Let's go backwards in terms of smut. We'll start at the least smutty and then work up. Or down. Whichever you like. The Sunday Mirror, exclusive. Oh, God, it's all about Grace, who just barely got away with her life when she left the Big Brother house. They were, not since Roman times have crowds been baying for anyone's blood like they were for this hideous girl. And I don't mean hideous physically, I mean as a person. She's a nightmare, am I right?
Well, I haven't seen her, so I don't know.
Grace, my BB sex secrets. Full sensational story and pics. Pics! Woo! Pages 3, 4 and 5. Well, I'll save you the money. There's no pics that...
Is that the People, though?
Well, no, this is the Mirror.
Oh, the Mirror. Oh.
Oh, well, we'll get to the People. There may be more pics there. Or she reveals what really happened under that duvet. Do you want to know? They were supposedly having the naughty naked under the duvet, which was moving up and down in a suspicious manner.
Gosh, what were they doing?
I hope they didn't pay her any money for this, because she doesn't deserve to get a single penny.
They will have done. They're bound to have done. Because didn't her mum sell her home, didn't I see today in the papers?
For what?
Her mum had some debt problems, so she sold her home. She sold her daughter's home.
She sold Grace's home?
Yeah.
Good.
So she's been out, booed, and now she's got nowhere to live.
Hooray!
And now her torrid sex stories are being told.
Well, she'll maybe get, what, 10 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand for this?
She'll get more than that.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah, she will.
What, is it an exclusive?
I bet she'll get
it's an exclusive, but then the Star's got it in the front page. Hey, you know what? The News of the World hasn't got it.
And
they
how many...
will. Oh, they will. This will be the first edition. Once the News of the World reads the Sunday Mirror, what's her name? Well, who edits the News of the World now? No idea.
Not Boycott, isn't it?
Anyway, as soon as he'll be coughing up his croissant when he reads the Sunday Mirror over his breakfast, but he'll be right on the phone to the printers. Stop the presses. Yeah. And Mikey's in tears. He was the one that she was walking out with in the show. Heartbroken Mikey bawls his eyes out as he struggles to come to terms with spending the first night in the house without Grace. He was the one that was getting it on with the other girl, and then as soon as she left, then he started getting it on with her. Right?
The trouble is, it's like a foreign language to
You've
me,
got no
almost.
idea what I'm talking about.
Because I just can't picture it.
He's all like, I'm so obsessed. The Star. Grace, what I got up to under the duvet with Mikey. Where is it? Well, she's not going to say we were having sex, is she? Or we were having a kiss and a cuddle, a little chat. Oh, there's better pictures in the Star. Oh, that looks horrible, horrific. She looks like a pole dancer. Not even Dame Edna Everage wears that much makeup. Where are we? Ads at 45. All right, well, I'll go through the front pages. The News of the World. The News of the World is your official paedophile newspaper, because now the Princess Di isn't a news story anymore. That's their default mechanism, isn't it? Isn't it? That's the thing that saved the News of the World, paedophiles. And it's just on and on and on and on and on about it. They tried Anthea Turner for a while, and that didn't work. They tried David Beckham, and now he moved to Spain. They can't get a hold of him much anymore. So the next on the list is paedophiles. And it's just kind of, oh, please. You know, it's awful and all, but does it have to infest every single page of this newspaper? I can't be bothered going through the News of the World. It's just too depressing, isn't it? I mean, I thought the News of the World, the whole purpose of the News of the World was to give us stories about sex and then tell us how awful it was, so that we as a nation could cluck over it. Oh, that's disgusting, and then be reading like feverishly and having the paper really close up to your face in case you missed a syllable, not wanting to miss a single solitary fact. All of the details. We want all of the details because we want to be as disgusted as we possibly can be. We want to revel in it. That's what the News of the World's supposed to be about. We think this is disgusting, and to show you how disgusting it is, we'll be printing the pictures on pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in a full-colour pull-out. That's how disgusted we are. And finally, the peephole. Well, they've gone their own way, as they normally do. Right at the top, Grace, I'm a bitch, it says, and Juicy Abby pips out. You can imagine what that's about. Abby who? Abby Titmus. She's got to change her name, doesn't she? Isn't this Abby? How many other Abbys do you know? Abby Titmus. Abby... Huh? Oh. Like I said, she's great. Ant and Dec's strippers, it says on the front page of the Peephole. TV favourites Ant and Dec arrive at a steamy pole dancing club on a 12-hour stag night bender. Could they have picked a better word than bender?
The amazing.
Hello, Joan.
Hello, Nick.
How are you?
I'm very sleepy.
Very sleepy.
Yeah, but I can't go to sleep. Yes.
But you can't go to sleep.
No, I'm sort of sleepy and alert both at the same time.
You're a slurt.
I think because
You're listening to the radio.
I've been listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been listening to you and I got a bit hooked.
Do you listen to the radio in your bedroom?
Yes, absolutely. I'm in my
you should,
bedroom.
right, you should never do that.
Why?
Because this is an actual fact. Are you ready?
Yes.
You should only have your bedroom for sleeping in. You should do no other activity, including that one, in your bedroom.
Well, do you know, I heard that. I did hear that. And I have my radio here. And
No, take the radio out of the bedroom. Take the TV out of the bedroom. Don't read in the bedroom. Don't do anything in the bedroom apart from sleep.
But I usually sleep okay, except in the heat. Do you think that's all right?
So I think it's all right.
Well, if I sleep okay, I mean, if I was sleeping badly, then I'd be saying, why am I sleeping badly? I remember one year I started to sleep very, very badly, and I was really in a sort of state of anxiety.
A funk.
I thought because my bed head was against the chimney breast in the bedroom, because there used to be a fireplace in this bedroom, and I began to think the lightning would strike the house and it would strike my bed.
Well, it's probably bad feng shui, apart from anything else.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tried it one wall, and that didn't work, and then I tried against another wall, and I thought, we're just going to keep moving it around until it feels good. And,
Yeah.
And then it did.
And if it feels good, do it.
Ah, yes. But why shouldn't you do that in your bedroom?
Well, if it works for you, then, yeah.
Well, it used to.
It used to, right. Well, you know, take everything out of the bedroom and see if that works too.
Yeah.
Only use your bedroom for sleeping.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think I sleep all right, really.
Well, yeah. You going to be all right?
What do you mean am I going to be all right?
Well, I don't know. You sound like, is this a complaint? I'm keeping you up?
No. No, actually, no, what was I going to say?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say about hats.
Hats?
Yeah, because you said, oh, these silly women, look at these silly hats.
When?
And one of them looked like Lord Nelson's hat. And I thought, well, who wore it first, for goodness sake?
Lord Nelson?
Yeah. He's still wearing it. Nobody says, what a silly hat.
Well, it is a silly hat. But no, this is even sillier. This is Princess Anne.
Yeah, well.
On the balcony.
I reckon men have got the edge on silly hats. They're always wearing silly hats.
No, men don't wear hats anymore. You look at a picture of the 1950s or before, and every single, if it's a crowd shot, every single man in that photograph, I absolutely guarantee, will be wearing a hat these days.
But I mean official men.
Oh, yeah,
The
well...
minute they get a posh job or I don't know, a job, they need to have a funny hat.
Yeah.
Busby's.
Isn't it bizarre, though? Don't you think that this entire nation has... the only hat that it's actually acceptable to wear is a baseball hat.
Oh, no.
And the only sport that we flat out do not play in this country is baseball.
Mm.
And, in fact, we're supposedly, as a country, rather anti-American, which I always find laughable, because we're not anti-American at all. We suck up anything that America sends us, culturally, food-wise, and any otherwise that you care to mention. And then we pretend that we don't like America. Who are we kidding?
You can be for them and against them.
You can what?
You can be for them and against them.
Well, yeah, it's a dichotomy, isn't it?
It is. It is a dichotomy. In other words, if Bush does it, it's got to be wrong.
Well, that's almost certainly the case, yes.
Yeah, but if anybody else does, it's probably quite normal, really.
But I just find it bizarre that of all the hats in all the world that we've chosen as the only hat that's acceptable to wear in public without getting laughed at, is the baseball hat.
Should be
Do you think
laughed.
that's weird?
You should be laughed at.
And it's a silly hat, because it only protects you from the front.
Yeah, but look at the Pope. What does he wear, for goodness sake?
I've got no idea. What does the Pope wear?
Well, or is it bishops?
He wears a bishop? Well, that'll be in the inside of the news of the world before you know it.
They call it a mitre, don't they? Bishops wear mitres.
Yeah. And the Pope wears whatever he likes. He's the Pope.
And it usually has jewels in it. I mean, men love dressing up, don't they?
Alex?
I'm doing it now.
He's doing it right now. Hey, listen, good luck with the sleeping, Joan.
Okay, bye now.
Ta-ra. Let's go with Golders Green. Judah. Judah? I can't get it. Put Joan down oh, that's not very nice. Put her down. She only wants to go to sleep.
You got to put her fader down
Not
first.
the big sleep. Oh, right. I'm doing it completely wrong.
You still haven't got it down because it's still red.
Do it.
I can't do it for you.
Oh, it is down. It's down. I'm telling you, it's down. Nope. It's down. Oh, no. I faded the wrong thing down. That's right. I am so stupid. You'd think I'd have got it by now. Hey, Judah.
Hello, about water you were speaking about before?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I disagree with Sybil. You can't have as much water as you like, because having too much water causes your cells to burst in your skin, and it does dilute the blood.
Causes yourself to burst.
In your blood, to burst. By osmosis.
Right. Okay, thanks, Judah.
All right.
Now, was he saying causes your cells to burst or yourself to burst? Because one's more alarming than the other. I mean, I'm not talking about just sitting underneath a rain butt and opening my mouth. Just an ordinary, sipping water. I can pick up a pint of water and drink it straight down on, almost any given hour of the day.
Maybe we could time you next week.
It'd be like a game.
But the good thing is, it goes to prove that I'm not as stupid as at first it appeared.
Well, let's not get carried away.
Well.
Talking about drinking, this is stunning. How long have I got? Just about enough. Russia took drastic action yesterday to stop men dying from drinking, guess what?
Vodka.
Nope.
Antifreeze.
You're getting closer.
Vinegar.
Nope.
Is it alcoholic?
Oh, yeah.
Brandy. Whiskey.
No.
White spirit.
You have to think laterally.
Nail varnish remover.
Nail varnish remover. And perfume. Can you imagine drinking perfume? I mean, how awful must that taste? For decades, Russian men, unable to afford vodka... I thought vodka, they were giving it away over there. They've sought alternatives, consuming anything from alcohol-based cosmetics to wet wipes. Wet wipes? We have to eat those? How can you get drunk on wet wipes?
Wring them out?
Well, they're not that wet. They're moist, aren't they? You have to actually eat them.
Maybe you wear them like a patch.
It's like Boney M said, those crazy Russians. Remember that? Everybody sing! How does it go? She's bouncing up and down while doing the arm movements. Lucy.
I thought I should stop.
You're going stir crazy.
I know. Look at the time, though.
The head of the state's consumer watchdog, Gennady, name I can't pronounce, announced that all perfumes and cosmetics will require a special licence from July the 1st. This, he says, will price out of the market unscrupulous traders who sell cheap perfume to alcoholics. Cosmetic and household products make up 20% of alcohol consumed in Russia. No! Just because my husband is fool enough to drink brake fluid, why should I be deprived of the pleasure of wearing Chanel? A woman who runs a cosmetics shop says. I love the taste of brake fluid in the morning. Tastes like... victory. Bill's next.
On